that button, the arrow that goes over there? Where's, no. Stop it. No, I'm not stopping there. Stop the video. I see the arrow in between the screens? Between me and the screen where the video is on? The little arrow on the bottom? Do it. And the video is playing, that box, and then me. There's an arrow. Switch it. Go ahead. Look at it.
I remember there was a time when we was kings and queens, prophets and rulers, judging the earth. But now we stuck at the bottom of the totem pole. Where did we go wrong as a people? I think our people need to understand this with a wake-up call and give them understanding on what's going on. So bring it.
Early morning, rise up, open your eyes up, looking in the mirror, it gets no clearer. Cause we don't understand our own selves, drowning in sorrow with empty Hennessy bottles upon the shelf. Cause everybody wanna be a king, selling out their soul for this mean green cream thing. Paper chasing, but not facing the facts that as a nation we all done got lax and letting the devil control us. And thinking like them damn Africans, they sold us. We in captivity because they hold us. Work is hard with heavy burdens on our shoulders. Man, I thought we was some soldiers, but every second that I look, we getting creamed like Folgers. You see, the Lord done told us. So to me, there's no surprise on why they fold us. It's not cause our skin is dark and they don't know us. It's cause we're stuck on that crack and that doja. Allow our brains to be polluted, now they mold us. Don't hate on me, hate on them dirty fools that stole us. You rather be dunking with Jordan on some posters other than smashing these devils like.
I remember there was a time when we was kings and queens, prophets and rulers.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. You can come and join us Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Friday from 9 to 11:30 p.m. And then we have Saturday Sabbath class from noon to 3 p.m. All right. If you got any questions during the course of the class that have to do with the class, you can hit us up either on the text message, which is 832-941-2443, or you can hit us up in the YouTube chat, all right, which is right there on the side or bottom of your screen if you're watching us live. All right. We have again, the cable show is offline right now, but we still can, we still are putting out the cable shows that we recorded earlier. We're putting those out periodically. If you got any donations that you want to give, whether it be cars, money, clothes, canned goods, any type of food that you want to give, that we can give out, distribute amongst the poor of our people, or that when we help people out, bring them off the streets and give them a place to live, they can eat off of that. If you want to get a hold of us, hit us up at hiddentruth12@gmail.com and bring through your donations. Like the scripture said, man, that if you got this world's good and you see your brother have need and you tell him go be warmed and filled, you haven't done anything for him, basically. All right. You gotta have your faith in your works put together. The work's got to be there. So if it's on your spirit to help your people, and you trust us to help distribute that, just like they did in the Book of Acts, then you can go ahead and hit us up on the email, hiddentruth12@gmail.com. If you got money donations that you want to give, we have a Wells Fargo account set up under Israelite School of Biblical History. All right, and let me give you that account number right now. It's 101-580-6167. All right, so I'll repeat that one more time. 101-580-6167, and that's a Wells Fargo account under Israelite School of Biblical History. Now, I am going to say this: we definitely appreciate those of y'all who have been giving so far. All right, we definitely appreciate that. And for those of y'all that are making your deposits, you know, and for those of y'all that keep saying prayers and trying to keep us in your minds and your thoughts, and sending that positivity our way, we appreciate that. All right, because we are, you know, brothers and sisters are out here doing this work pretty much 24/7. Any of y'all that have hit us up, you know that some of y'all that hit me or Kazaki up at 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and we answer your questions even then. You called or text or whatever, and we answer your question. If we didn't get right to it, it's because we was probably on somebody else's question or somebody else's phone call. So, you know, we do this. We're not punch card Israelites. All right, that's not what Israelite School of Biblical History is all about. We're not punch card Israelites. We do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, keeping the faith, keeping the promises of the Most High. All right. So if y'all got any questions, once again, you can hit me up at 832-941-2443, or you can put it in the text. I mean, in the chat right there. All right, in the YouTube live chat. All right, now my vision's a little blurry. I have my pupils dilated, so you know, y'all gotta bear with me if I can't really, it takes me a second to focus on y'all's text, especially on the phone. It'd be better if y'all do it on the YouTube live right here. All right, but yeah, shalom to anybody to those that are watching right now. You know, special shalom to High Priest Yeshaya out there in New York. If any of y'all need his information, if you're out there in New York and you want some people to congregate with, hit us up on the text or on the chat, and we'll give you High Priest Yeshaya's information so you can go out and congregate with him. All right. Also, if you're out in California, we got the brother priest Tha'awam. They show him on Facebook as Tha'awam. He's priest Tha'awam out there in California. He's a good brother. He's got a camp running out there to congregate with. We want to say shalom to the brothers in San Antonio, our sister camp, ISBHPK out in San Antonio. They've been out there for over 25 years. To Badabad, Bashaba, Shamshawan, Yashar Allah, Tazapanya, I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, no, Tazapanya, right? And who else is out there, man? You got a lot of brothers out there that's doing this work. Award and Iyer, the special shalom to those brothers, and then Kawakab down there in South America. So if anybody's watching from Central or South America, he's actually down in Central America in Guatemala, but he's picking up Portuguese so he can do blog talk radio for the Portuguese-speaking peoples of South America. All right. So if y'all need his information, you can hit us up 832-941-2443, or hit us on the chat right there, or in any form or fashion you know how to reach us. You can reach us through there. All right. So tonight's topic is going to be the fake Jews exposed. We're doing part 2. So some of y'all was asking about that last time. So we're doing fake Jews exposed part 2. All right. So for those of y'all that missed out or didn't come to class tonight because you want to go party or you want to go do some worldly thing or you want to just get some sleep, you're missing out. All right. But if any of y'all got any questions on the live chat, go ahead and hit us up and we'll address the questions first. And then we'll go into the fake Jews exposed part 2. All right. And I'm gonna let that lag kind of kick in for a second. So if y'all got the questions, you can put them in on the chat. All right. All right, well, there it is. Okay, so this is the second part, once again, of the fake Jews exposed. All right. And last time we left off, we were in Amos chapter 9, and we were reading verse 11 through 15. All right. So anybody in class y'all got any questions on any topic? All right. Shalom, you got any questions on any topic? Because we already did the intro and everything like that for everybody. You got any questions on anything? Sure. All right. So let's go into this. We're going into the fake Jews exposed part 2. All right. So we left off at Amos and we were reading chapter 9, verse 11 through 15. So if you have to grab that for me real quick. We're gonna be going through this fake Jews exposed part 2. All right. And what the purpose of this class was to show the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, the Argentinians to Chileans, the people from Panama or from Colombia to Uruguay, and the so-called Mexicans, that you are the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Those people over there in Israel right now are imposters. If you're going to any kind of Simcha Torah or any kind of fellowships like that where you got some white Yiddish-speaking so-called rabbi speaking and telling you what the Torah is supposed to be about, you're off. All right? You need to get on point and learn from real Hebrews. All right? Those are fake Jews. They've been supplanting our nationality. They've been supplanting our heritage. They've been supplanting our customs. And it's time for you to come back to who you truly are in the Most High in Christ. So the purpose of this is to expose them for who they are, right? And then at the same time to wake our people up to who they are in the Most High in Christ. Y'all got that? All right, so that way everybody's clear that those yarmulke wearing, dreidel playing with, gefilte fish eating, pale people over there are not the true Jews. All right, newsflash: the people that went through the Holocaust, just like they told you on the movie Barbershop, right? Holocaust victims did, or what was it? Yeah, they said. Jews didn't get reparations for slavery. Holocaust victims did. Because they knew, we can watch any of these movies, they know that those people are not the real Jews. Now, before we really get into the meat of the class, I'm going to show you all another book, because we keep a fine collection of books here in the truth, right? And we don't just talk out of our head or out of our ass like a lot of folks do. This is a book called The Nazis by Time Life Books. All right. Now, interestingly enough, the fake Jews are the ones that published this book. So this ain't something a black man made up because we hate those fake Jews or something like that. All right. This is a book published by Time Life Books, right? And again, you gotta excuse me because I'm trying to gain my focus back. But we got Robert Edwin Hirstein, all right, is part of the publishers of this book. And this is of Time Life Books. I'm trying to read the small print. We got Henward Anatoly Grunwald is the editor-in-chief. These are not black people names, all right? Andrew Heiskell, James R. Shepley, Ralph Graves, Arthur Temple. All right, so it's not our people writing these books in order to usurp some white man's nationality. This is their own people distributing these books to tell you that those people over there are not the true Jews. All right, so we're going to go into some of those because there ain't no reason for them to lie and say, hey, we're not the Jews. There ain't no reason for that. You understand? If they were God's chosen people, why would they start lying and start saying, oh, we're not the Jews? Our people aren't the Jews. We did the research. Right. You got Shlomo Sands. You got Arthur Koestler. Now you got Time Life Books that I'm about to bring out. And many other books showing that those people over there are just Europeans. Right. They are Khazars. They come out of the Caucasus Mountains. If you don't believe me, Jack Otto did a 1-hour dissertation on it. You can look up that name, Jack Otto, J-A-C-K, and then Otto, O-T-T-O. And this man is, I think he's long dead now, maybe for a few years. But he sat up and did a whole dissertation, man, showing that those people are not the true Jews, that they are Khazars, and they adopted Judaism as their national religion. You understand? But they are not the true Jews. All right? So you can have Judaism as a religion, but you cannot be a Jew unless you are born that way. The one that I'm talking about right here, this is called The Nazis by Time Life. All right, and I even give out the, if I can see the ISBN number, I'll do that. It don't have it. It's probably that old. It don't have it on the back anymore. Let me see. There we go. All right, the ISBN number on this book is 08094. All right, so 0-8094-2536-X. All right, so 0-8094-2536-X. That's the ISBN number on this book. It's called The Nazis by Time Life. Now I'm going to page 132, and a lot of y'all be able to see the images even from your couch right there, or your computer desk, or your laptop, or your iPad, or whatever. But I'm trying to put them as close as I can get them. All right. But right here in the middle, you got the typical Jewish man with his little silver fox fur hat on, which is not lawful, all right, because we didn't wear no fox fur, all right. He got that sitting right on the top of his little dreidel plane with head, all right, and his big schnoz right there with his little curls on the side, right, and it says in German, Jude ist ein Bastard, all right. Now the reason he said that the Jews are bastards, all right, and he put that picture in the middle. The reason he said that was because these people have no fatherland. They have no father or no mother. Right. All right. And I don't mean they're like Melchizedek. I mean that these people claim to be everybody everywhere they go. Right. So they really have no place of origin to trace them unless you go and dig in and get the research done. You understand? So if you go into the Bible and you find out that, hey, these people are the children of Amalek. These are Amalekites. Shalom. You understand? These are not the true children of Israel. These are Amalekites. That's why you understand why Hitler was saying these Jews are bastards. All right? Because they don't have anywhere to claim as their actual homeland. These people claim everywhere they go as their homeland. All right. So when they went to the Rus and the Magyars and the Uyghurs in Russia, they claim to be all of those people. That's why Russia's full of a bunch of pale people that look just like those Jews over there in Israel. You understand? Because when they went up there, they claimed to be Rus or Russians. All right. When they went down to the Middle East, they claimed to be Arabs. Right. That's why you got in Saudi Arabia and a lot of these countries, a lot of pale-looking people that got browned and down their skin cancer. Then they got to dress with their robes all the way to the floor so they don't get skin cancer because they are Esau. Right. All right. But they called themselves Arabs and they took over that nationality. And anywhere black people were, they came in like a virus. And during the time of the Ottoman Turk Empire, they came in like a virus and started conquering all of Europe and parts of the Middle East and even parts of Africa, which is why now you can look at Julia Stiles, and she's South African, the actress, right? She's a South African. So every time you associate a South African, now you're looking at somebody like Julia Stiles, a white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes, or brown eyes, right? You're looking at
Dave Matthews, the singer.
Dave Matthews from Dave Matthews Band, right? Crash Into Me, right? That guy, right? He's what, South African, right? So every time you're looking at these, every time you say in South African now, you're not looking at an African like a charred black African, right? With a plate in his lip. No, you're looking at a little white girl with blonde hair, right? Why? Because everywhere they go, they don't call themselves, oh, I'm from England. No, they say I'm South African now. I'm from Johannesburg. You know what I mean? They go and claim that as their nationality. And it didn't stop with us. It didn't stop with Israelites. They didn't just replace us as a nation. They replaced a lot of people's nationality. You understand? Including the Germans, the British, the Irish. All of those peoples were originally dark-skinned people. All right? When you deal with the Saxons, right? They call themselves now Anglo-Saxons. But the Saxons in that language was originally meant Isaac's sons, because those were Hebrews. All right? So now we think of a Saxon and we think of a white person, right? Because that's what you get all through those Renaissance type of movies like Robin Hood. You know what I mean? You get Robin Hood. You get what's the other ones? King Arthur, right? All through those, all you see is some white people jumping on their white horse to save the day, right? Those were all black people. White people were still in caves learning how to bathe when King Arthur was in charge. White people were still in caves trying to learn what fire was when Vlad the Impaler was becoming known, or as you know him, Count Dracula, when he was becoming known. Vlad the Impaler was a black man that used to impale all his European enemies on stakes. All right? And so they even painted his image over to be the white man. All right? And of course they made him what? They made him start drinking blood and doing all these vicious things because of what he was doing to them, right? But they had to, in order to replace his whole image, they had to replace his mannerism. So now he's a blood drinker. He comes into your window at night and drinks your blood. Well, guess what? That's their characteristics. As we might have went through some of those in the last class, but we'll go through them in this class too from the 13th tribe. But their mannerisms are that they like to eat blood. You understand? But let me get into this, man, because I don't went too far off. But this is the Nazis. Nazis World War II by Time Life Books. All right? So the Nazis World War II by Time Life Books. And here it says, the Jews are bastards in German right there. Now right here, he shows you who the real people are, which is rare. You don't find a lot of authors showing who the real Jews are and who the real Israelites are. All right? You only really see them showing that they're not. Like Arthur Kessler only tell you they're not those aren't the right Jews. Shlomo Sands will only tell you they're not the Jews. But they won't tell you who the real Jews are. You understand? Because they're still up under the elite. They're still only getting their books published as long as they give you half the information. You understand? And that's Satan's job. His job ain't to give you all the information. It's to give you half of the truth. You understand? And then you're accountable for filling in the blanks. All right? So we're going to do it here a little. They're a little just like the scriptures. This is the Nazis by Time Life. Right here you see Orientals. Orientalin, right? This is a black man with thick black Negro lips. All right? With a Saudi Arabian turban on. Y'all see that? Right here? All right? That's a black man right there. He calls them the Orientalins. And as you know, with the Jews, they were known as Asians. That was Asia Minor the Paul was going all through. You understand? If you go to Pakistan, that's Asia. People just think Asians are people with slanted eyes. Or Asians are people that are Chinese or Japanese. That's all they know of Asia. A lot of cats don't know. Pakistan, Afghanistan. All these parts are covered under Asia. It's a huge continent. You understand? So these are the Oriental men, all right, as Hitler called them. Showed them as black men. You understand? In turbans. Right in the middle, you got the nigger, as he called us also. And here he's showing nigger meaning black in German, and Ethiopian also means black, or an Ethiop is Greek for black. You understand? And that's what they call Ethiopians. So when you look in the middle picture, the niggers, according to the Germans, are these Ethiopian people. The blacks, the Ethiops. You understand? So right here you have Ethiopian people, East African people that he has in the picture. All right, these are your typical Hamitic people. All right, and then over to the let's see.
So, couple one, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
He didn't differentiate because he didn't know. He just generalized all dark-skinned people as Africans.
Well, he has us as Oriental men. He has us as the Orientals, which would be known as the people that are Jews.
Okay.
All right, because remember that Orientals covers everybody from the Mediterranean all the way to Japan. All right, so from that whole Eastern Hemisphere is almost Orientals. All right, think of Asia, right? The continent Asia. That's all would be under Orientals. All right, they would all be known as Orientals.
Okay.
Now, when you go down to Africa, you got people like the nigger, he calls them here, which would be East Africans. And then he goes over here to the Hamitan, or the Hamites, right, which are the rest of Africa. You understand? And some parts of ancient Middle East. All right, but we took them over, as you know. All right, that's why I say ancient, because we came in and we wiped out the Canaanites and we drove them out of their lands and we did all that. That's how they end up in Africa. All right. Then you get down to the picture of the so-called white man with supposedly Jewish garments on, right? And he says that guy's a bastard. So he names the Orientals, the Hamites, Orientals being children of Shem, right? The Hamites being the children of Ham, and then in the middle the neighbor, you know what I mean? And then also in the middle he got Bordera Sciatin, and I gotta look up what that one is. All right, but this is more than likely the Islanders. Now, really small print over here. This is a picture of Hitler with his generals, all right, sitting in a movie theater, right? And he's showing them a movie, all right? He's showing them films, all right? Not movies like Hollywood movies, but he's showing them films. And I might have to have you read this one so you can come on up, right? Because, like I said, I got my eyes dilated, so I can't focus right. Yeah, come on up. All right, so you're going to read the caption right under this right here. All right.
Goebbels and Hitlers personally appraised a new German movie. When the Fuhrer complained that films imposing the Nazi line were too scarce, Goebbels rushed a pair of anti-Semitic pictures into production.
Okay, so what he's showing you is when Hitler was mad that nobody was really showing anything about the Nazis, then this man Goebbels went ahead and started putting out a bunch of anti-Semitic movies, right? Basically to be against the fake Jews. So he started putting out propaganda films against those Jews, right? And what he started doing was what you see. That's part of the movie, those pictures. So he started exposing, look, these people are the Orientals that you guys are claiming to be. You're claiming to be Oriental Jews, right? These people over here are Hamites, right? And these people in the middle are niggers. They're black. They're Ethiops, right? So who the hell are you? You understand? Because that was part of his propaganda, was to show you guys aren't the real Jews. Y'all see that? So this was part of the anti-Semitic, supposedly, movement that he put out. Now you're going to read this down here also.
In one segment of a Nazi instructional film, the genetic heritage of a Jew is purportedly traced to Oriental, Negro, Near Asian, and Hamitic peoples.
Y'all see that? So he said, you read that part again. Read it a little slow because that might have went past some people. They might be like, wait a minute, you know, you got to give them that one again. Man, go ahead.
In one segment of a Nazi instructional film, the genetic heritage of the Jew is purportedly traced to Oriental, Negro, Near Asian, and Hamitic peoples.
See that? So he's tracing the true origin back to black people. Hitler. You understand? Hitler and this man Gobler, and Hitler sitting there approving these videos. Like, yep, that's the truth. You understand? So it's traced to, one more time, say it again.
The genetic heritage of the Jew is purportedly traced to
Orientals, which we just showed you, right? And I'll pass it around. This black man with thick lips, he looked like a typical black man from over here, but he's dressed like that Saudi Arabian with the turban on, right? And then what else? Negro, which he put over here as nigger, right? And he showed them as black people, right? The Ethiopians. Why? Because the Most High said, "Are you not as the children of the Ethiopian unto me?" Y'all know about that scripture, right? I'll get it for you. All right. So he's calling them like Ethiopians. And where else did he say they were from?
Near Asia,
right? Not far Asia, like Far East. You understand? So he wasn't confusing them with like, okay, you guys are Chinese and Japanese. You understand? He's saying near Asian, nearer to Europe, all right? Which would be Israel, which would be the Middle East. You understand? All right, go ahead.
And Hamitic peoples.
So he's like tying them in with Hamitic people because we all look alike to them. You understand? Now, in no part of that did you see him tie the Jews' genetics. Remember, Hitler is like the person that made genetics a big thing. You understand? That was his thing. He had a eugenics program to where he could specifically design diseases and weapons. He was the first to try to go into weapons to kill people by their genetic code. You understand? He was the one that responsible for that. He's responsible for a lot of scientific breakthroughs, man, because he didn't have no boundaries. You know what I mean?
That's why we hire scientists.
Right. How do you know your body or your stomach holds 1.5 liters of liquid? Because Hitler would stick these fake Jews up to a truck and put a hose in their damn throat and turn the water truck on and see how much water it took to fill them until they popped.
What?
Yeah. You understand? That was part of his scientific things. He would line up a few of them and take out a 9mm Ruger and shoot the first one in the head and see how the velocity of the bullet traveled through the people to see how many would drop. You understand? I had a dude I went to school with, one of these fake Jews too, when I was in middle school. And I remember he told me that one of the experiments was with scorpions, and they threw his grandfather in a room with a bunch of scorpions. And then they were basically testing to see how many scorpion stings it took before a person died.
Right.
You understand? And also as a act of cruelty, they basically you can see these in certain museums and stuff that's dedicated to this Holocaust thing. But they sent him his grandfather because they tried to get his remains back, and his grandfather's skin had been made into a lampshade. And every time you turn the lamp, you could still see all the little holes that the scorpions had stabbed in. He told me. You don't see that? So, these are the things. Hitler didn't have no boundaries, all right? He didn't have nothing to slow down his research like, things being politically correct, or, hey, that's cruel, or the FDA, or the, what's the other one, the animal ones, the animal cruelty people?
PETA. Yeah,
there was no PETA for him. All right. So these are the things that he was purportedly doing. Now, there wasn't no 6 million Jews there. I'm not going to take away that he did some cruel stuff, but there wasn't no 6 million people he did it to. All right. They just blew that up. You had a question?
Yeah. So who could Hitler actually be by his spirit if we go by the scripture?
Hitler's one of them. If you go by his father, he's Adolf. Schicklgruber Hitler. All right, Schicklgruber was his name. All right, that's his family name. So Schicklgruber is a Jewish name. He's a Khazar himself. Yes, that's why he was upset that his people were calling themselves the Jews. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you go into that Mein Kampf, I got to get a copy of that too, if any of y'all want to donate. But if you go into that Mein Kampf, he tells you, my people want to be like the Jews, I will make them like the Jews. You understand? That's what the ovens were about, burning them up till they was black.
Yeah.
You understand?
And they always did scare me. I'm finna go up in the chimney.
You got to think about it. If there was a separation between his people and those fake Jews, why did he have to put the little star on their chest? Why couldn't you just go off a site and say, oh, that's a Jew? That's not. Because they're the same damn people. You understand? So if you practicing Judaism, I'm going to put the little star on your chest. You see that? But if you're not, I can't tell the damn difference. I got to look at you. That's where you get certain movies, man, where you have to look at their foreskin. I was watching that Hannibal Rising again.
Right.
And they made the dude pull his pants down because he didn't have a star on his chest. They made him pull his pants down to see if he was circumcised or not. Because the only way you could tell is by the acts that they required us to do in the scriptures. You understand? You couldn't tell them apart by looking at them. Now, when we went down to Egypt, right?
Yeah.
When Moses got shipped down the basket down to Egypt in Exodus, right? They couldn't tell Moses apart from black Egyptians. The Hamites, right?
Yeah.
So if Moses is a Hebrew of the tribe of Levi, he get floated down in a basket down the Nile River and pop up in Egypt, right? And they can't tell him from an Egyptian, where are these people coming from? You see that?
Yeah.
They're converts. These are bastards, like Hitler called them. You understand? They don't have nobody they claim as their father. They don't want to claim Esau because they see he's cursed, and they see that all through the scriptures he was a wicked person. When you get to the New Testament, they said, lest there be any profane person as Esau, who for a morsel of food sold his birthright. So they don't want to claim that. But they also don't want to get the stigma of killing Christ. Right. So that's why a lot of these authors are coming out saying, oh, we're not the Jews. Well, if you're so scholarly, why don't you tell us who the Jews are? See that? Now remember, Hitler didn't have no boundaries, so he's sitting there telling you who the Jews are. The Orientals, these thick, big lit beasts, they are the true Jews. Y'all see that? Yeah. He saw that when he did the 1939 Olympics, man. He thought he was going to prove that his Aryan nation was the best, and all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed bastards was the strongest and meanest and toughest and fastest, right? And Jesse Owens beat him in damn near every event. See that? So now you got to sit there and watch his videos like, wait a minute. My people ain't the chosen people in any type of way. Y'all see that? Well, go ahead and read that one more time, man, just in case it escapes some people. And then we're going to go into some of these questions real quick, because I ain't even hit the scriptures yet.
In one segment of a Nazi instructional film, the genetic heritage of the Jew is purportedly traced to Oriental, Negro, Near Asian, and Hamitic peoples. Hence, the film concludes, the Jew is a bastard.
See that? He said a Jew is a bastard. All right? And he's not talking about the real Jews. All of these other people he showed, the Orientals, the Hamites, the Negroes, right? They all got fathers. Ham, the Hamites, the Hamitan, they have Ham as their father. The Oriental, they have Shem as their father. These people, the Negroes as he called them, because he didn't know the difference on that one. He didn't get that far. Those have Ham as their father. The Ethiopians, right? I gotta look up what this was in the middle. I forgot what that was in the middle. They called them Vorderei-Sciatin, something like that. I gotta look up what that is. But all of these people on the top are representations of ancient peoples of the East, of Africa. You understand? and they're all black. Y'all understand that? They're all black. And then he gets down here and he says, these people, these pale people are bastards. Y'all see that? Yeah, now a bastard is just a motherless and fatherless child, man. They don't have nowhere to claim as their motherland. You understand? And they do, but they don't want to admit it. Y'all see that? Alright, let's see what these questions are about, man. The Rhodes Scholarship and scholar is not something to be proud of, like being a Robert E. Lee or Adolf Hitler scholar. So, he said Cecil Rhodes was a fake Jew too. Alright? And he was just as cruel. You can come on up, man, because there's going to be a lot of stuff I can't read up here. But did white people take over? I still haven't learned that part. Anyway, white people need to still be in caves. Hey, they already are in caves. Let's go to Obadiah, and just to show that question, all right? Because you're going to see that their heritage, it sticks out, all right? Because we built buildings no higher than 3 stories high, all right? Our buildings with battlements on them. That means you didn't have a roof where you could fall off the roof and land dead on the floor, all right? You had a battlement, which is a stoppage. So if you fell down the roof, you would stop at the edge, like they got in castles, all right? We built our buildings no more than 3 stories high. These cats want to build themselves all the way into the damn roof, right? They want to have 100 and something story skyscrapers and then try to figure out why the Twin Towers got hit. Y'all see that? Well, why did all those people jump up the damn building? Because you built it in the damn sky. Y'all see that? If a plane had to come, had to hit it, then you know you built the damn thing too high. Y'all see that? So let's go to this book of Obadiah real quick. For the brothers that hit us, or the sister, is that Catherine Monroe Dismukis? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, she said, well, did white people take over? I still haven't learned that part. Anyway, white people need to still be in caves. She said, how did whites take over? All right, so we're going to go to the book of Obadiah. Just to show you that, yeah, they still like to live in them caves. You want to? All right. Yeah, go ahead, read that.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Though thou dwellest in the cliffs of the rock.
Right, see? He said, the pride of your heart has deceived you. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. All right? So he's saying they like to live up in the, he's giving you the description of the Edomites. All right? I think it starts out telling you, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. That's verse 1. So we're learning about the Edomites, the so-called white people. All right? And it says, the pride of your heart has deceived you, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. See that? Yeah. Because they like to live in caves, man. That's why you don't see no black people on the Flintstones. They telling you the truth right there. They the ones living in caves. You understand? That's their dwelling place. They like to dwell in the clefts of the rock. When you watch the Jetsons even, right? Where they got their buildings at? Way up in the sky somewhere, right? Now, even right now, in the middle of the Jetsons and the Flintstones, where they got their buildings at? Way up in the skyscrapers, right? You ain't balling unless you live 30 stories up in the air, right? Yeah, the 44th, the 136th floor, right? And you got to take a helicopter to get to work. You know what I mean? You ain't balling until you could look like he did on Devil's Advocate. He looked over the edge of the thing. You know what I mean? It looked like you're about to kill yourself, man. That's how they like to live. They like to live in the clefts of the rock in those big concrete and steel buildings, man. That ain't nothing but a big, giant concrete rock. Y'all see that? But they built it like that, right? And it's just rocks and steel, man. They like to dwell in the clefts of the rocks. Y'all see that? The Twin Towers was a perfect representation, man, because the windows is like little slits, like little clefts in a rock, man. Y'all see that? Then you get to read on.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart,
His habitation is what?
It is high.
It's low on the ground.
It is high.
He dwelleth in tents.
It is
He's
high.
a plain man dwelling in the field.
It is high.
See that? His habitation is high. Y'all see that? He likes to live way up there in the sky somewhere, man. Skyscraping. Y'all see that? Now you understand what the words mean when you break it down a little slower, man. Why do they want to scrape the sky? Because they want to be around. They don't want to be around us Negroes down here in the field. You understand? They want to be far away where we can't learn their secrets. You understand? And they can look down on us. You understand? Now he's giving you the description of Edom, right? Now find out who owned the Twin Towers. Now you're going to start to see it. It's going to be evident that it's not just your typical trailer trash white man, even though they are a tribe of Edom. All right? This is your 1%, right? Let's see. Owner, type this in. We'll do the Google real quick. Owner of the Twin Towers. Let's see who we got. Silverstein. Larry Silverstein makes a huge profit off the 9/11, right? Larry Silverstein.
How do you make his profit?
That's a Jewish name, if y'all hearing that name. Oh, well, he took out about $2 billion worth of insurance shortly before the towers got coincidentally hit by planes. Now, if I go cut somebody off in traffic and dead stop and make them bash into the back of me, I'm going to jail for insurance fraud. This nigga, he got to crash 2 damn planes into his own towers that he just put $2 billion insurance on, right? If you call them up and say, yeah, I want insurance on my car, and then the next day crash your car into a bridge, you going to jail. But this guy, $2 billion on his buildings. You understand? And because the plane didn't hit the little buildings, you got building 7 and building 6 and all these buildings around him, he went ahead and just blew those up and act like it was like it was something that came from the 2 planes hitting them. You understand? And who's the culprit? Larry Silverstein. You understand? A Stein is a glass in Germany, all right? A lot of these Jews, they like a beer mug. You understand? So he's calling himself a Silverstein, meaning I drink out of the silver cup. You understand? You got to look at their names, all right? They already know that they're going to be sitting on the world's wealth. You understand? They already know in their names that they're going to be owning everything. You understand? I drink from the silver cup. Like you tell somebody, oh, you a silver spoon nigga, right? Because why? Because that's how they grew up. They grew up with that silver spoon in their mouth, right? While you was eating that Walmart sporks. You know what I mean? But this man, Larry Silverstein, right? He goes and takes out this $2 billion insurance policy on the Twin Towers, these skyscrapers, right? They like to dwell in the clefts of the rock. It's their nature. You understand? So these people are not Jews because this is a prophecy of who? That we just read in Obadiah.
Edomites.
The Edomites. You understand? Mm-hmm. They are so-called white people. That's why we call them that, because you can see their blood through their skin. You understand? Ain't no white people on the earth. But these cats, these are the children of Edom. They don't want to claim that. That's why they are bastards. They don't claim their father. You understand? They don't have a true nationality unless you research them. Y'all see that? What else was on there? You had a question?
Could Silverstein, could he be related to Hitler in some way?
I don't know. I never did his genealogy or nothing like that. Yeah. But you find out a lot of these cats are, man. You find out that George Bush's father, George Bush Jr.'s father, George Bush Sr., Herschel Walker?
Prescott.
Yeah. What, say it again?
Prescott Bush. Prescott
Bush, right? You go back to him, he's in a ranking Illuminati member, and he was helping fund Hitler. The mother of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, she was up under Hitler. You understand? She was one of his people that was on his eugenics program. You understand? So a lot of these people, they came over here and they assumed these so-called American names, but you could still see the Jewishness in it. You understand? So they kept the little Silversteins and the Schickelgrubers, and they kept the Springsteins, right? You listen to Bruce Springsteen, right? Right? He's one of them. How do you think he got so famous, man? Because he could sing so well? You understand? All the members of KISS. Who else, man? All those so-called famous rock bands, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joel Osteen wasn't one of them, man. Because you listen to their names, they keep it in their names, man. Just like you got Johnson and Jones and all that stuff in your as your heritage, and they know, okay, he black, I ain't gonna hire him, right? Then you know by looking at their names that, oh, these are the wicked that rule the earth. You understand? So it tells you their habitation is high. They like to dwell in the clefts of the rock. You understand? Now let's go to their blessing that came from Isaac, their father. All right, our father also. All right, because he gave a blessing to Jacob when Jacob came and usurped that blessing, right? Y'all remember that story? Jacob came and took that blessing of the firstborn. So Esau comes in and he's like, don't you have one more blessing for me, Dad? Don't you got something? I know I sold everything I was supposed to have and Christ and everybody else that was supposed to be in my lineage off to my brother. But don't you got something for me? Right? So we're going to go to that, man. This is Genesis. Man, I can barely see, man. They said that stuff was going to wear off in 2 hours. Where's it at?
This is
It should be like 26.
28.
Genesis
Bless him and charge him. 28. And he saw his father bless him.
27.
It's 27 verse 38.
Right, so we're going to start at, let me see.
Yeah, it's 38. And Esau said to his father has
There we go. Genesis 27 and 38. All right. Y'all got it? All right, go ahead, read that.
This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
See that? You're going to be the silver spoon. You're going to have the fatness of the earth, man. Yeah, if somebody want to buy something, they're going to come to you. Whatever you want, if anybody wants to get it, they got to come to you. Y'all see that? That was his blessing. You're going to dwell with the fatness of the earth, man. Now, he had also promised that in a mild respect to Jacob. You understand? But that was because it was going to happen for a time. All right? So when you get to 933 BC, we get to Solomon, who helped us lose the fatness of the earth. And that's how it got shifted over to Esau. Yeah. When Solomon started serving them strange gods and everything, who was there to pick up the pieces? The cave boys.
Right. Is that before Isaac?
No, this is way after.
Okay.
Yeah, well, way down his line.
Okay.
You understand? So, you got to read the scripture from Genesis, and then you go all the way down to, Kings, and you'll see that, okay, David and Solomon and all that was way, way down. All right? But yeah, when you read this, you're seeing that Esau got a blessing too. All right? You're going to dwell off the fatness of the earth. What else?
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live.
Uh-oh. Now, I brought this out last time, right? He said, by thy sword thou shalt live. Right there in the scripture, right? And then right in here, you go into the 13th tribe of Arthur Kessler, and it's page 89. And some of this is recap for some of y'all that watched it last time. Some of y'all, this is going to be new. But this is the 13th tribe, Arthur Questler. All right. Page 89. When a child is born to them, they place a drawn sword in front of him, and his father says, I have neither gold nor silver nor wealth which I can bequeath to you. This is thine inheritance. So we talk about the sword, right? Now what did Isaac tell his son? By thy sword thou shalt live. What did this Edomite's father tell him? This is thine inheritance. Y'all see that? He said, with it, secure prosperity for thyself. Now, how does the so-called white man get their money, man? There you go, man. They wave their sword in the air, and they wave this sword in the other hand, right? And they act like this represents that other sword they got in their left hand. Y'all see that? And they take everything they ever got. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
He said it. He prophesied that, man. By thy sword thou shalt live. So if you don't know who the real Jews are, y'all gonna get it in this class, all right? Now let's go back where we left off. Oh, was that the only question? She said, how did the whites take over? That should answer your question. The whites took over because that was their blessing. The way they took over, that's when you go into, when we do the slavery breakdown, and we do the history of Israel breakdown. You can watch it on YouTube also. We already did it. But they took over when we fell off. Y'all see that? So I want you to go to Romans, all right? We're going to go to the book of Romans. And I think it's chapter 11. Get it for y'all real quick. And I think I went over this a little bit last time too. So I'm going to recap for you. Romans 11 and verse 11.
Romans chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather, though their faith
Through their fall.
salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy.
Read that one more time.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid.
So he's talking about Israel. All right. He's asking, have they stumbled that they should fall? Right. So we stumbled. When you go up, he shows you that. Verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right. According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Y'all see that? Because when you go out there, a lot of our people don't give a damn what their history was. They just want to be white so bad they scared to be black.
Right.
Y'all see that?
Right.
They scared to know about roots and even newer things that show just their history back to the 70s or the 1600s.
Right.
Much less say that they got a deep-rooted history of being cursed. Y'all see that? So our people prideful as hell, man. They prideful as hell. That's why they don't want to go back into their history.
Right.
But see, we left off of what we sought for. We used to seek after Christ. We used to seek after our heritage and how to be the rulers of this earth. Now all we want is to wax fat and kick it. You understand?
Right.
Like you read in Deuteronomy 32:15, I think it is, right? He said, Yeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Y'all see that? Well, who's known for that? Who's known for waxing, getting fat and kicking it? It ain't the so-called white man. You understand?
Yeah.
No, we the ones want to sit back and kick it all the damn time.
Right.
Y'all see that? So he gave them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear until this day. Right? And then when you go down to verse 11, he says, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, to provoke Israel to jealousy. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
So the reason that the white man is in power right now is because it's to provoke us to jealousy.
Right.
We supposed to see what the white man got and be like, yeah, man, I wish I could live like that. I wish I could walk through the mall with my wife and my kids on Monday.
Right.
You
All out.
know what I mean? And just spend money. But I'm in 2-3 jobs on Monday. Y'all see that?
Huh.
And at school to get a job that don't pay me enough to pay for school on Monday. See that?
Huh.
So we supposed to be looking at them and saying, damn, that's what we lost. We're supposed to be looking at the Vatican and being like, yeah, that's all our gold. We're supposed to be looking at America and being like, yeah, this was all our land once upon a time.
Right.
Y'all see that?
Huh.
And Israel, those fake, damn pale people over there, we're supposed to be looking at them like, wow, that was our land in the Fertile Crescent where you could damn eat a grape and poop it out and it would grow into a damn vineyard. You would even have to plant that bug and just spring out. That used to be us. Yeah. See that? It was to provoke us to jealousy. Then when you read Hosea chapter 7, verse 6, you see that we gave it up, man.
Right.
Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Most High's people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you. You see that?
Huh.
So that's how we ended up getting taken over. That's how whites end up taking over. All right, so you can see that for Miss Catherine. I hope I'm not butchering that name, man. It looked like Monroe Dismukes or Dismukis. Let's see. Their whole goal with World War II was to end up with Israel as a state, and they succeeded. They were driving the Ashkenazi out of Europe and into Israel to start the fake Jew state of Israel. That's pretty dead on point right there. All right, except for the Ashkenazi part. Ashkenazi would make them the children of Japheth. I'm going to go back into this Arthur Koestler, the 13th tribe. Because like I told you before, not only did they claim to be Jews, all right, not only did they claim to be Arabs and British and Irish and Druids and everything else in damn history that was ever intelligent, they also claimed to be the children of Ashkenaz. All right, so we're going to go into that. Because you remember you had Noah came off the boat. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham means burnt. So his other 2 brothers, if Ham was the burnt one, how black were the first 2? He was the youngest son and they called him burnt. You understand? So the other 2 must have been black as the ace of spades. All right? So yeah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth got off the boat. Japheth had Ashkenaz as one of his sons. All right? So when you go into that Ashkenaz, you're saying that he's the son of Japheth, which would not be true. All right? And I'm going to show you that in this book. Where to go? Page 181 of the 13th tribe by Arthur Koestler. See, I didn't just go into this book and see what my elders had taught and say, okay, I'm just going to use that excerpt. I read the whole damn book. All right? And I found more information that was taught to me. You understand? Not saying that they were lacking at any point, but I'm saying you want to go into these books for yourself because the Most High has also given y'all a spirit where he'll point those things out to y'all. You understand? More than what you were just taught. All right? The whole goal that y'all are in school is to become smarter than your teachers. Do y'all know that? You didn't know that? Yeah, you don't want to be just as smart as the guy that taught you. No, as time progresses, you're supposed to be smarter than the person before you. You understand? Because that person didn't have himself as a teacher, and he also didn't have a whole wealth of other people as teachers. You understand? Yeah. Then the knowledge didn't increase at his time. See that? So the thing is you want to have, back then I had 1 or 2 teachers, right? But then I had myself as a teacher. Then I had brothers as a teacher. And I had other people that I talked to, historians and people that knew as teachers. So that will help me become wiser than those before me, in knowledge at least. You understand? It'll help me to become more knowledgeable. Your goal is to gain more knowledge than was given to you.
Right.
All right? What's that?
Is that a scripture?
What's that? Solomon said it. I became wiser than all my teachers.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely that's your goal. All right.
Yeah.
I think either Solomon or David said it in the Psalms. What's that scripture I told you I was going to get you earlier?
I don't remember. Something about
The children of the Ethiopian.
Yeah, face like, yeah.
Right.
I know Zephaniah.
Let's see, Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots. Let's see, we can use that.
Zephaniah 24, yeah.
Huh?
Nah, it's about they'll be slain by the sword.
What was that? I still don't want to spell them right. Was there more questions on there? Yeah, there it is. Amos 9 and 7. I don't know how I forgot that one. Amos 9 and 7. He said, "Are you not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?"
Right.
See that?
Huh.
So why is he saying that? Because y'all look like a bunch of little burnt black bastards right now. See that? But at the time of Amos, man, he was the one telling us to get away from them feast days to these other gods and stop worshiping these other gods. So the Most High is looking at us, our little black bodies, saying, "Are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me?" See that? Now, why would he compare us to some Ethiopians if we was white? If we were pale? You gotta think about these things. You understand? And the other one, like I said, that went with it was that Jeremiah, what was it? Jeremiah 37. Let me get that one more time. Sorry about that. So y'all gotta be writing these down, man, because I'll just spit them out and then forget where I was at. Yeah, Jeremiah 13:23 said, "Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may you also do good that are accustomed to do evil." Right? Now he's saying, can the Ethiopian change his skin? Can he just go from black to white? No. All through time, Ethiopians been black. Their name means black. You understand? We knew them as Cushites. All right? They were the children of Ham, which meant burnt. Then the Greeks came and called them Ethiops, which meant burnt. You understand? And now we know them as Ethiopians, which means burnt. All right? So, we're, right. So are you not as the children of the Moses saving Jethro's daughters at the well? They came to, Jethro was like, "Who helped you?" He said, "Oh, an Egyptian helped us." Right? They didn't know his black ass from an Egyptian. Now you tell me Charlton Heston, pale, half-dead looking Charlton Heston with the see-through skin, is the one they was calling an Egyptian? Think about it. All right? Let's get back to Amos chapter 9, verse 11. Let's pick up where we left off last class. So y'all got the intro. That was the hour-long intro right there. Maybe longer. Research: what country has the highest rate of skin cancer? Israelis, fake Jews, has the second highest in the world. They can't stand the sun. You telling me the Most High took his chosen people and put them near the equator so they could get skin cancer? I'm gonna let that sink in for y'all. All right? He took his chosen people and decided to throw, like, that's what he meant by, "I'm gonna put you in the furnace of adversity. I'm gonna put you by the equator so you can get skin cancer and die." No, they don't belong there. That's why they get skin cancer. Y'all supposed to be back up in them caves. staying out of the sun. You understand? That's why they got SPF 9000 and everything, so they can be out in the sun and everything. We ain't got to do that. All we do is get a little bit darker, right? Get a little bit more melanin, get a little bit more vitamin D, right? And be more healthy. They die.
Quick.
Y'all see that? Let's see, where we at? Read that Amos chapter 9, verse 11, if you will. Yeah, Ashton, go ahead.
Amos chapter 9, verse 11.
You got to be loud and powerful, man.
In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
So what happened to the tabernacle of David? What happened to Israel?
Fallen.
They were fallen. He's got to raise up in the last days the tabernacle of David that fell. All right. How? Through Solomon. All right. Through Solomon sacrificing to those other gods and losing the house of Israel, causing that division. All right. Go ahead.
And close up the breaches thereof.
Go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right. So in the last days, Israel's going to be raised back up, the true Israelites, right? And he's going to make them like the days of old. Well, help me out with that one. You got three gay clubs in the holy city, Jerusalem, right now. So if those are the real Jews, you telling me in the days of old we had 3 gay clubs in the holy city? So obviously it ain't been raised up like the days of old. Those can't be the real Jews. They cannot be the people that fulfill this prophecy. Let's read on.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
That they may possess the remnant of who?
Edom.
Why are we going to possess the remnant of Edom in the Holy Land?
Because they're where we were.
There will be some left there when we come and take it back. You understand? We ain't got to drag these American Edomites with us. They're going to be already over there. We're going to have to whoop their ass. The angels going to come and fry them up. You understand? The remnant that ain't been killed in World War III in the thermonuclear destruction that's going to come from World War III. Right? That remnant is going to be what? Read it again.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
We're going to possess the remnant of Edom. Y'all see that? Meaning they're going to be slaves. They're going to be possessions. All right? Go ahead.
And of the heathen, and of all the heathen, which are called by my name, say the Most High.
Right. And of all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Most High. Right? Now, he's not talking about the heathen. Again, I said this as we ended last class. He's not talking about the heathen that are his. You understand that these are heathens and Israelites at the same time. No, he's talking about the ones in Revelations 2 verse 9 and 3 verse 9, the heathen that are calling themselves by his name. Blasphemously. You understand? So he said the heathen that are called in my name. Then he's also talking about those heathens that take on his custom, the custom of his people, that join themselves to Israel. Those people, those are the ones going to be saved from the thermonuclear destruction. You understand? But when they are, they're going to be possessions. All right? Those people don't have nobody in possession right now. Think about this. They don't, in their land, they don't have no servant like slaves like any of the Edomites as slaves. Y'all see that? They own the whole world. They own you. If you got a birth certificate, they own you. They're the part of the International Monetary Fund. Y'all can look that up. All right? That's where Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1933, you can look up an act called H.R. 139, I believe. H.R. 139. But Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed that into effect so that you had to get a birth certificate and that you had to have a social security number. Why? So that your name can now be replaced by a number, not just a regular number, but a stock number or a certificate number, so that you could be traded, you as a human being could be traded as cattle on Wall Street. You understand? And you basically, your parents signed you over as a slave, as cattle. You understand?
Con.
But see, this is going to happen in Israel. We're going to possess our possessors.
Con.
You understand? Not like they do right now. All right? Where you at? Who had a question?
No, it's actually a scripture that led me to Numbers 24 and 18.
Hold that. Read them.
What?
Read where you're at. So you're going to read through verse 15.
9 and 13.
Uh-huh.
Behold, the days come, said the Most High, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the trader of the grapes him that sowed seed, and the mountain shall drop sweet wine.
See, the plowman is going to do what?
The plowman shall overtake the reaper.
See that? He's going to overtake the reaper, the person that, like the grim reaper, death. The plowman, the simple farmer, the slave, the cotton picker, is going to take over the reaper, the death dealer, the one that comes with the blade and chops everything down, Esau. You understand?
Yeah.
The plowman, us, we're going to overtake that man. Go ahead.
And the leaf, Salah, and the treader, what is it?
Treader.
And the treader of grapes, him that sowed seed.
Right.
And the mountain shall drop sweet wine.
See that? So all the things going to be peace. It's going to be agriculture. It's not going to be about weapons like we read about in Isaiah chapter 2.
Right.
You understand? Like we read about in Isaiah 60. These things they're going to beat their swords into plowshares. They're not going to learn war anymore. It's going to be agriculture now. We're going to reform the earth. We got to fix everything that we screwed up or everything they screwed up. Go ahead.
And all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people, of Israel.
Right.
And they shall build the waste cities.
Right. See, and I explained this last class, the captivity is a noun. It's talking about us. We're the captivity. You understand? He's going to bring us back to our land. See that? And then we're going to build up the waste cities. And again, I explained this. Those waste cities, Afghanistan, Iraq, we owned all that. We owned from the Mediterranean to Iraq, from the Euphrates to the Red Sea. That was just one tribe. Judah owned all that land. You understand? Then the other tribes had their lands. They owned the parts that are known as Moab and Ammon and things like that. We owned all that. You understand? So we're going to take that back over. So now it's a waste city. Now bombs getting dropped on it, body parts getting blown all over it during weddings and funerals and everything. We're going to take back all that. Instead of it being a wasteland for only good for poppy fields and oil, we're going to have all that replenished. You understand? Go ahead.
And they shall build the waste cities.
We're going to build the waste cities. Go ahead.
And inhabit them.
And we're going to live in those cities. Go ahead.
And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof.
Is that verse 15?
14.
Go ahead.
They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Go ahead.
15. And I will plant them upon their land.
You will do what?
I will plant them upon their land.
He's going to plant Israel back on their land. Go ahead.
And they shall no more be pulled up out of their land which I have given them.
See that? And will no more be pulled up out of the land that he gave us. All right, go ahead.
And the Lord thy God, saith the Lord thy God.
Right, so we see that we're not, the land that's going to be given back to the true Israelites, they're not going to anymore be pulled up out of their land. Y'all see that? So you're not going, that means you shouldn't see no Jews nowhere else on the planet. But them little dreidel spitting sons of bastards, right? They're everywhere. They in Poland, Russia. You got Russian Jews, Polish Jews. You got American Jews. You got Japanese Jews. You got these Jewish people everywhere, right?
Sephardic Jews.
Right, Sephardic down in South America and Spain and everything else. You got these little Jewish people everywhere. You understand? So why ain't they in their land? Because they're not the true Jews. This is a prophecy given to the actual Jews. You understand? Let's go from there. Go to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 14. Let's see. You are frauds and workers of iniquity, and I curse this false doctrine. Well, guess what? Your curse is going to be turned right back on you. So, Miss Mary Brown, your curse is turned right back on you by the Most High Christ. So you better watch your damn mouth, because you're going to end up being a slave too. Because the Most High said everybody that's joined to them, he's going to thrust you through. So you join with them fake white, damn dreidel playing idiots, and you want to go over there and do what you, what's that, you want to be a Hava Nagila or whatever,
Right.
then you're going to be killed with them.
Right.
All right? And especially because anybody that curses Israel, that curse is going to be back on them. The Most High said, I will bless them that bless you, and I will curse them that curse you.
Right.
So you just spoke your own damn curse on your own head. Have fun in slavery. Shalom. Let's see. Anybody else with any wisdom out there? All right, so no questions. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14. And Mary, by all means, keep watching so you can see that this ain't no doctrine we just made up. This is all in the scriptures. And all these history books right here is proving your dumb ass wrong. All right? Isaiah 45, verse 14.
Come on. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabines, men of stature, shall come over thee, or shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine.
Right, see that? So what is he saying right there? He said that all these people, they're going to be ours. Y'all see that? They're going to be possessions. All right? From Mary Brown to the fake Jews to the Arabs to the Polish to the Swedish, they're going to be slaves. All right? Read on. Was that the end of it? Go ahead.
They shall come after thee in chains. They shall come over.
He said they're going to come over how?
In chains. They shall come over. And they shall fall down unto thee.
Now, who's going to Israel right now in chains? You know, since the real Jews are over there. Since in 1946, America gave the real Jews their land.
They got dual passports. They going to slave.
Right. Ain't nobody going over there in chains. Even us black people to go over there. Them cats that went over to Demona, misinterpreted the scriptures and went over to Demona. They didn't go in chains. So even the black people that roll through there ain't in chains. So when is this prophecy supposed to come to pass? It's supposed to come to pass when?
Christ return Jews.
When we get our land back. Right? When the true Jews are in their land. So if the true Jews are in their land, you should be seeing people going over there in chains. True? All Hitler's people, all Germany should be going over into Israel in chains because they did y'all wrong, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Germans still in Germany.
That's right.
Germans still making Volvos and Benzes and Mercedes and BMWs.
That's right.
They still got their land.
That's right.
They ain't coming over there in chains. Who else did the so-called the fake Jews wrong? Stalin.
That's right.
Yep.
Russia.
Stalin still got what? Italy? Is that where he came from? Joseph Stalin. He was Italy, right? And then you have what? Russia did them wrong, and they still got Russia. Ain't no Russians going into Israel in chains. Ain't no Italians going into Israel in chains. Ain't no Germans going into Israel in chains. But y'all swear y'all the Jews. Mary Brown swear y'all the Jews. And Lord knows that Mary Brown said it gotta be true.
Right.
Because she said it in all caps. Where you at?
Right.
This nigga is retarded, man. And by retarded, I don't mean the little kids with the drill. They got a reason. I mean retarded like your brain is off. It's bent out of the way. Like you are like if you retard a pole that you're making, you bent the pole. You understand? You're retarded. Your thinking is bent. All right? Because them poor little handicapped kids, them short bus driving kids, they got more brains than you got. All right? The Sabians, because he said the Sabians was going to come too, right? The name Saba is mentioned in Genesis 10:7 and 1 Chronicles as a son of Cush. So the Ethiopians, the Cushites, the Sabians, they won't come to us. You understand? Ain't no Ethiopians run around in Israel trying to come and serve those fake Israelites. Those Cushites, those Sabians is over there with the shawls on, just doing their customs in their own land, calling themselves the Jews. You understand? But the scriptures say those guys is going to be in slavery to us. They're going to come giving all their wealth to us. What's that, sis?
So when it says Egypt and Ethiopia and Sabians, he's talking about them. You're not talking about them, right?
He's talking about those Hamites, those Hamitic people, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, and when he said the Sabians, these are children of Cush also. All right, what you know is Sheba or Saba. All right, these are Ethiopian peoples, East African peoples. All right, because you got not just Ethiopia. Right now, Ethiopia is just right here, right? Right next door is Eritrea. Then you got Somalia. Then all these people are related. This is all East Africa. You understand? And so he's referring to them as all one people, as Sabians, or as Ethiopians, or as what did he say? What was the other people?
God, it was the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Sabians, men of stature.
Right. See that? So all those people, they won't come as they won't be serving us too. That hasn't happened to these Jewish people. You understand? That hasn't happened for them. What you got?
That was just to cut the Ethiopian Zephaniah 2 and well, really 10 through 12.
What you got? No, we don't gotta go there. Yeah. He said the Ethiopians also shall be slain by his sword. For all y'all Rastafaris that want to worship Haile Selassie. All right, Zephaniah 2 verse, what was it?
2 and 12.
2 and 12 is telling you those Ethiopians and all y'all Ethiopian-minded people is going to be slain by the sword. All right, those Ethiopians that's wearing the yarmulkes and doing all that and acting like they're the Jews, the Falasha Jews, they're going to be slain by the sword because they're speaking blasphemy. And anybody else who's trying to claim they Jews and are not and do lie, they all will die. Simple as that. All right, it's going to be that remnant like Shlomo Shands, like Arthur Koestler. Those are going to be the slaves.
Yeah.
They're going to be the ones that didn't get killed because they spoke the little bit of the truth and said that they weren't the real people and helped our people expose them for the lie they are. And they're going to be the ones just in chains and picking cotton. All right?
I have a question. So when you talk about like the Igbos and the Limba tribes, all these people, they say they're so-called
Igbo, Yoruba, Limba, those potentially might be Israelites that were left there. That West Africa type of section, those are potentially Israelites that were left over there because we didn't all get sent over to America. Matter of fact, a greater percentage of us got sent to Central and South America and the Caribbean islands. All right. Right, and only a remnant of us ended up actually here. You know, a lot of dark-skinned people finding out, oh damn, I'm actually a Native American, like a literal Seminole Indian, stuff like that. You understand? Because those were dark-skinned people. All right, but yeah, a lot of our people, man, they're everywhere. We're scattered everywhere. So a lot of these people that, like when you watch that movie Tears of the Sun, right? And he stops and he's giving the dude the rundown, like this is so-and-so from the tribe of Judah, or, you know what I mean? He's basically showing that this is a prince. That's why they're trying to kill him so bad. You know what I mean? Because he's a Hebrew.
Right.
You see that? He's a Hebrew prince. That's why they was trying to kill him.
Right.
You understand?
It's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, you gotta watch that, man. Tears of the Sun, they just inject it in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of these movies, man, they inject that stuff in there. Shalom, can you give a quick timeline of who and where the fake Jews were during the Greek and Roman Empire? Yeah. Yeah. Can you give a quick timeline of who and where the fake Jews were throughout history? Yeah, no problem. And again, I'm gonna go into this book because I love it, man. Arthur Koestler, he's really dropping it on who these people are. But we can start basically from page 15. I'm also going to read from this book, Who is Esau Edom? All right. And they got a picture of the little fake Jewish guys on the front too. All right. And then we just read what Adolf Hitler was saying about them, that they're bastards, that they don't really have a lineage to speak of. All right. But we're going to go into here. I'm going to go to page 15 of the 13th tribe by Arthur Koestler. Let's see. It says a few years later, probably AD 740. All right, so this is 740 years Anno Domini, or after the death of Christ. All right. It says the king, his court, and the military ruling class embraced the Jewish faith. Now, it's talking about the king of the Khazar Empire. All right. The Khazars. These are people that lived in Georgia, Russia, between the Black and Caspian Sea. Now, this is 740 AD. All right. He said they embraced the Jewish faith, and Judaism became the state religion of the Khazars. No doubt their contemporaries were astonished by this decision, as modern scholars were when they came across the evidence in the Arab, Byzantine, Russian, and Hebrew sources. So they were shocked to find out that these people were not Jews. You understand? They were shocked that when they went into these people's records, oh, these are Khazars. These aren't Jews.
Right.
Y'all see that? Let's see. One of the most recent comments is to be found in a work by the Hungarian Marxist historian, Dr. Antal Bartha. His book on the Magyar society in the 8th and 9th centuries has several chapters on the Khazars, as during most of that period the Hungarians were ruled by them. Yet their conversion to Judaism is discussed in a single paragraph, which with obvious embarrassment. Y'all see that? So he's showing that, yeah, man, these used to be our people, but they went and converted over to a black person's religion. So he's saying it with embarrassment. Y'all see that? That's like when black people marry little blonde-haired white girls and their family are embarrassed. You understand? All right. So it says our investigations cannot go into problems pertaining to the history of ideas, but we must call the reader's attention to the matter of the state religion. It was the Jewish faith which became the official religion of the ruling strata of society. Needless to say, the acceptance of the Jewish faith as the state religion of an ethnically non-Jewish people could be the subject of interesting speculations. We shall, however, confine ourselves to the remark that this official conversion, in defiance of Christian proselytizing by Byzantium, right? So what they were doing was, no, we ain't going to be Christians. They were just rebelling. We're not going to be Christians. The Byzantine Empire came through. They stepped on the Khazars' door in Russia, and they was like, listen, we want y'all to be Christians. They were like, hell no, right? And it says the Muslims influenced from the East. So when the Muslims came from the East, it was like, yeah, we want y'all to be Muslims. Y'all better convert or die. They were like, hell no, we're going to fight you. We got the sword. That's our weapon. That's how we live. You understand? So they was fighting off the European Christians from the West, and they was fighting off the black Arabs, Muslims from the East. You understand? It says, and in spite of the political presence of these two powers, to a religion which had no support from any political power, but was persecuted by nearly all, has come as a surprise to all historians concerned with the Khazars. So they're like, why did these cats just decide to be Jews? Why did they decide to become Jewish? You understand? Well, here's the thing. They were still children of Isaac. It was still in their blood to be Hebrews. You understand? They are Hebrews. You understand? So the things that meshed with the history of the Jews and the history of Hebrews, it meshed with them. You understand? Just like the Muslims, right? They claim that, why? Because they're children of Abraham, the Ishmaelites, right? So things that they read in the Quran click to them. You understand? So the things they were reading in the Torah, it clicked to them. It clicked to their spirit. But they're not the true Jews. They just converted to Judaism. All right?
They don't have blood covenant.
Right. It says it cannot be considered as accidental, but must be regarded as a sign of the independent policy pursued by that kingdom. So they was just independent. They were like, no, oh, y'all want us to be Christians? Oh, y'all want us to be Muslims? Guess what? We Jews. Right? Like, just to defy them. It wasn't even like because they really cared about the religion. You understand? Because if they did, they would the book would go on to call them eaters of blood, because that's against Judaism. You understand? Let's see. This has led several historians. I'm jumping a little bit to page 16. This has led several historians to conjecture that a substantial part, and perhaps the majority of Eastern Jews, and hence of world Jewry, might be of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. You understand? Now they are Semitic because they're the children of Esau. All right? But they're not Semitic in the way we think, like those Jewish people. You understand? They are not those Jews. They're not the true Jews. All right? Let's see. A new approach both to the problem of the relations between the Khazar Jewry and other Jewish communities, and to the question of how far we can go in regarding this Khazar Jewry as the nucleus of the large Jewish settlement in Eastern Europe. The descendants of this settlement, those who stayed where they were, those who emigrated to the United States and to other countries, and those who went to Israel, constitute now the large majority of world Jewry. You understand? So they're saying all these Europeans, all these Europeans are what you know as the Jews today. You understand? All these Khazar Europeans are what are known as the Jews today. Let's see. Huh? Yeah, please. Let's see. Hey, Ashley, can you give me some water? It said, this was written before the full extent of the Holocaust was known. But that does not alter the fact that the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. Y'all see that? So these were Khazars. Where were the Khazars dwelling? When you deal with the Khazars, where they lived in the Caucasus Mountains, between the Black and Caspian Sea in Georgia's Russia. All right? These were Caucasians. They're cave dwellers. So you want to know where they were when we were going into slavery? They were in caves. You want to know where they were when Christ was walking the earth? They was in caves. When David was walking the earth, they were in caves. You understand? So, you know, when Obadiah, the prophet, was walking the earth, these cats were in caves. They were in the clefts of the rock. You understand? They were the Flintstones. All right? They were Encino Man. That's why every time, right? Every time they got a caveman movie, who is it? The guy that's red all over like a hairy garment come up, right? Cousin It in the damn Addams Family. This is what they was doing. This is them. All right? What color was Cousin It in the Addams Family? After they took it out of black and white and made it a newer movie, right? Red and hairy all over. Right? What was the old school cartoon where he was all hair, red hair, and he had the big club? Damn. McGilla, it's like McGilla Gorilla around that time. Was it Land of the Lost? I don't remember. Nah, I can't remember his name, man. But yeah, it was the caveman, man. He always had that big giant club. It was a shape like this. But yeah, man, I can't remember this dude's name, man. Captain Caveman, right? Every time you see them, it's the so-called white man with a bunch of hair all over his body, right? Yeah. The Robin Williams evolution. All right? Remember Robin Williams, right? That cat was the cave beast, man. Just hair everywhere like a carpet. Right. You understand? What's the other guy, man? The 40-year-old virgin, right? You seen that movie? When they happen to wax him? That's who took over our nationality, and they showing it right there on the movies for you. Like, look, he's Jewish, right? I forgot that guy's name, Steve something. I think it's Steve. Nah. Yeah, the one in 40-year-old virgin, and that's his name. Yeah, Steve Carell. Yeah, but they waxing him, and he got just hair all over his body. Right? Why? We don't got to do that. Brothers don't got to do that. I can pull my sleeves up right now. Niggas think I shave. We're smooth. We're smooth men, dwelling in tents, like the scriptures say. You understand? But who are these hairy cave beasts that are wearing the yarmulkes and doing bar mitzvahs? And sucking on baby penises over there? Oh yeah, I know about that. I'm being gross. No. Go to what's that called? A bris. Go to a bris and go see what that rabbi is doing to your babies. All right. BRIS. After they cut the foreskin off of that baby's penis, watch what that rabbi does. Watch why all these little babies popped up in New York getting herpes. Because that rabbi got a little herp, and they known for that. These cats are, I talk to these Israelis in the mall all the time, man. And they always got a little bump on their lip, or I have a cold sore. Like, but they don't say cold sore. They know what it is. They're like, yes, I have herpes. It's not a big deal for them. They just, like you would say cold sore to preserve some type of dignity, right? Yeah, they're like, no, I got herpes. I have the herpes. What? Why are you telling niggas that? Stop. Because they don't care.
That's pretty nasty.
Yeah, and that little herp rabbi will go over there and suck your baby's penis and give him herpes. How the hell are you a baby and got an STD?
Right.
A sexually transmitted disease?
Yeah, it's a case.
How do you get a sexually transmitted disease and don't even know how to have sex yet? You can't even talk yet. Because you've been having sexual relations with a rabbi against your will. Talk about we doing this to make the wound heal up. You can get some damn Bactine or some, what was that stuff called? Neosporin or something, man. You ain't got to suck a baby's penis to heal the foreskin.
So Abraham was circumcised, how did he heal himself? He didn't have nobody doing it.
Right, Abraham wasn't over there fellatiating himself. Hey, Isaac, I'm sorry I got to do this to you, bro, but no, that didn't happen. Even the damn Hamites knew better than that. They just sat around and healed. You can look over the wall, they was all sucking on each other's penis. When in Shechem, when you deal with the yeah, but these cats, like the scriptures say, like this book will tell you, they were viler than the earth, man.
So it's the Orthodox Jewish tradition known as oral circumcision.
You said the Orthodox Jewish tradition known as oral what?
Suction circumcision.
Oral suction circumcision.
Orthodox.
And they give you a title and a name to make it.
Of course, because they don't have no shame.
But they're talking about the outbreak though that came behind it.
Yeah, these are the same cats that run around talking about I got herpes. I have herpes right there. Like, okay, we don't call it that in America. You call that a cold sore when you're public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You act like you didn't put enough Carmex on and you go to hell home. Don't kiss nobody. You know what I mean? You don't pass your cigarettes around to people.
Right, don't drink after nobody.
Right. Go to hell home. Right? Yeah, Captain Caveman, they got you out here too. Forgot about Captain Caveman, yeah? Do we still have people in East Africa, Egypt? We got people everywhere for Cornaz. We got people everywhere. We got Egypt, East Africa, West Africa, Egypt, all the places we ever been in captivity, we are there. We still got a remnant there. Just like Esau brothers over here, they didn't hesitate to put a black boy in their bedroom or a black girl in their bedroom.
Right.
They didn't hesitate to do it anywhere because we were the finest, most beautiful people on the face of the earth. When we went into Egypt, when Abraham took his beautiful wife, 99 years old, into Egypt, he said, look, say you my sister, because she was so beautiful. And that Egyptian man, the Egyptian king, was the first one to be trying to get at her. And she was 99 years old, man. Sarah. Y'all see that? When them Shechemites seen Dinah, it was like, look, we got to get women like this, man. Everybody gets circumcised. Can you imagine that? You see one woman and tell all your homies to go ahead and cut the foreskin off their penis? We ain't talking about simp niggas like, look, I'll buy you the world. No, I'll cut the tip of my penis off for you. Off of the sight of one woman. Y'all see that? Like, look, man, we got to do this because we want to marry these chicks. They bad. In every captivity we've been in, we've had the baddest women and the most beautiful men. You understand? You don't believe it? Look at the modeling industry. Eddie Murphy was talking about that. You don't never see no black people with no damn no bikini briefs on the modeling magazines. He said you open that up and it'll fold out and flap into your damn coffee. I didn't start that for you. But you know who runs the modeling game? Man, you got Tyson Beckford, Tyrese, right? He started out like that. You know what I mean? They always want, every time they want to show somebody as being beautiful, they show some dark-skinned brother with Nubian skin, right? With his drawers packed. Right? Why? Because they want our flavor.
Right.
Everybody wants that. So if you don't believe that when we went into Africa, a lot of them was jumping on our women, well, look in the scriptures. Those were all Africans we was dealing with. They were all Hamites and Canaanites. And all of them wanted a piece. You understand? So even among black people, even among Africans, we were the top shelf. You understand? We was the one they wanted to be like. We was the one they wanted to look like. You understand? So yes, we are, if you read Numbers chapter 24 verse 7, our seed is in many waters. All right? That was a blessing put on us by a soothsayer, but the Most High used them to divine for us our future. All right? The Most High said, you're going to bless them with this. And he said, your seed is going to be many waters. Y'all see that? All right. So if there's any other questions, just let me know. All right? During the time, these fake Jews during the time of the Greek and during the Roman empires. Perfect, you asked that one. He said, where were these cave Jews, these cave beasts, during the time of the Greek and Roman Empire? Now I'm going into this book called Who is Esau Edom? All right? And when you look at the author of this book, it's by Charles A. Weissman. All right? So you got another Jewish name, so-called white man, exposing who the Edomites are. All right? Let's go, let's see, what page is that?
Check that out.
Yeah, you gotta look him up, see how many of these cats got assassinated already. All right.
So Mary Brown still looking at this book. I hope she can see that.
I hope Mary Brown is watching this, man. She probably had a heart attack and died when you brought that out about Arthur Kessler. God bless her soul. The legacy of Esau Edom. This is chapter 7. Page 7. John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants. So you can also read this in the Antiquities of Josephus. This is book 13, chapter 9, verse 1. All right, so the Edomites became Jews back in the time of John Hyrcanus, Hyrcanus. All right. And I'm going to read up a little higher so you get the time frame. The Nabateans now occupied Mount Seir, and the Edomites were driven into the old territory of Judah. All right? Now, if you read the scriptures, you find out the Edomites used to live in Mount Seir for all that time. But at this time, the Nabateans, they went and occupied Mount Seir and kicked the white man out of Mount Seir. All right? It says, and the Edomites were driven into the old territory of Judah. So they lived in the south of Judah. They lived in our old territory. All right? So they took our hand-me-downs. Sound familiar? The Maccabean family, a remnant of the true Judites, had ruled Judea from 166 to 37 BC. All right? So this is before Christ. 166 to 37 BC, the true Jews have ruled Judea. And under Judas Maccabee, you can find that in 1 Maccabees 5 verse 3, recaptured the city of Hebron from the Edomites in 164 BC. During the time of John Hyrcanus, so this John Hyrcanus that we read about earlier was from 135 to 105 BC, before the Common Era or before Christ as we know it. All right? The nephew of, are y'all following me on this? Are y'all getting this? All right, because this is deep right here, man. It says the nephew of Judas, during the time of John Hyrcanus, the nephew of Judas, the Judites were again faced with the hostility of the Idumeans. Hyrcanus confronted the Edomites, causing a decisive change in the relations between the two factions. So John Hyrcanus, he was not the cousin of Judas Iscariot. We're talking about Judas Maccabeus. All right. So the time of the Maccabees, this John Hyrcanus was one of their cousins. All right. And John Hyrcanus came against the Edomites before Christ was born. All right. He said he confronted the Edomites, causing the decisive change in the relations between the two factions. John Hyrcanus conquered the whole of Edom and undertook the forced conversion of its inhabitants to Judaism. All right? So he took these so-called white people and he forced them to become converts. Now, this is during the time that we had just beaten back the Greeks a little bit, all right? But we were still under Greek rule, all right? Because the Greeks ruled from 333 BC to 227 BC. Make sure that's correct. Yeah, because when you go BC, you count backwards because you're counting down to Christ. All right. So from 333 to about 227 BC, the Greeks ruled. Then the Romans came into power in 227 BC, but they didn't come into full power until 27 AD. You understand?
What does the AD stand for?
The AD,
Yeah.
it's Anno Domini, year of our Lord, Christ, after his death. Or sometimes they use it for the time of his life. All right? So you got Anno Domini, year of our Lord. In Latin, it's Anno Domini. What's that?
Why is everything transferred to Latin?
Because that's what was rolling at the time. The Romans spoke Latin. You understand? The most of those Europeans, they spoke Latin. All right? And this was their little European language. All right? So thenceforth, the Edomites became a section of the Jewish people. Y'all see that? Because they were forced to convert to it. All right? So this is just shortly before Christ was born. When Julius Caesar made Antipater an Edomite procurator of Judea in 47 BC, when Antipater was killed 4 years later, his son Herod gained power but was rejected by the Judites. Y'all see that? Why? Because he wasn't one of us. They didn't want him to be pure procurator of the Jews. With the Roman army at his heels, he returned to Palestine, and after a 6-month siege, he captured Jerusalem and became king of Judea in 37 BC. All right? These are important dates. This is when Herod Antipater became the king of Judea. All right? In 37 BC. So now we have this Edomite king ruling over us. So at the time of Christ, why did Christ call Herod a fox? What color is a fox?
Red.
And what is a fox? What are his characteristics?
Sneaky.
He's sneaky, he's sly, and he's hairy all over. He's red and hairy all over. See that? So when Christ was calling him a fox, he was telling you who was ruling Judea. The red and hairy all over people. The Edomites. Now you've got this book telling you that they are red and hairy all over. Right? But these people were ruling Judea at the time of Christ. Alright? You got this book telling you they are red and hairy all over. And the Bible tells you they are red and hairy all over. So we can keep it up, Mary Brown. We can keep doing this. Alright? If you didn't roll over in your grave already.
I got a question.
What was the nation of blacks who ruled as Greeks and or Romans during those empires? Before the what you know as the Greeks and Romans ruled there, before them was known as the people of Javan in Greece, all right? And the Romans, which would be the Italians, will be the Kittim, the Kittimites, all right? What you read about in the Bible is Kittim, K-I-T-T-I-M. And then you have also Spain, which was Tarshish. Those people ruled there before the Edomites came and took over as the Greek and Roman Empire. All right. So yeah, you have the people of Javan that you read about in the scriptures. These are children of Japheth, Javan, and then you also had the Tarshish, or we call it Tharashiash in Hebrew. All right.
Okay.
So when you read about Paul of Tarshish, he was living around black people in Tarshish. All right. What you got?
So what it was saying that John what's his name? John Hyrcanus?
Hyrcanus?
So whenever he conquered the Edomites,
Yeah.
he forced them
To convert to Judaism.
Come.
So when they came back, right, it took over that empire. So this John Hyrcanus is another type of Septimius Severus, all right, is where he wounded them, and you thought they was gone, and then boom, they had the deadly wound that was healed, that you read about in Revelations. This is how you know you're talking about the Antichrist, right? He had the deadly wound in his head that was healed, because we kept taking them out of power. When John Hyrcanus did it, the Maccabees chased them out, but John Hyrcanus conquered them and forced them to become Jewish, right? Then they came back into power as the Greeks and the Romans. See that? And they took over Judea, became kings over Judea, right? Then they destroyed us in 70 AD, all right? Which is where you get the other book. You got the Babylon of Timbuktu. Who got that? You stole it, or I gave you borrow it, right? You got it with you?
Because when I was Romans, that was basically John went back to the law, to where if the strangers was dwelling within them, they'd have to obey the Most High.
That was the law. If the stranger dwelt among you, they had to do what we do. You understand? They couldn't just be what they felt like. They couldn't just, like the Khazars, like, I'm just independent, I'll be what I want to be.
Right.
So that's why when you get to 70 AD, all right, in Babylon to Timbuktu, page 84, second paragraph, it says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. So they came back after John Hyrcanus conquered them and made them convert to Judaism. They came back like, no, we don't want to be Jews. We want to be rebels, right? Yeah. Then they came back in 65 BC under General Pompey. All right. It says in 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus, because he later on became Emperor Vespasian, all right. But at the time, he was a general, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. All right. Now, Titus and Vespasian is why you get into the Josephus. Josephus lived up under Titus and Vespasian. They kept him alive while all the other Jews that killed themselves in Masada, they killed themselves up on that mountaintop. He stayed in the cave. He didn't kill himself. You understand? So he just kind of waited around like, yeah, I'm going to kill yourself, but I'm not going to do that. And so they found him and they took him captive, but they made him the historian. Like, you going to keep the history of these people we conquered so we can say we conquered these people. All right, so a lot of things he writes in Josephus, he's not a prophet, he's a historian. Right. All right, which means he got to kind of give a little glory to the captors. All right, but these people, Titus and Vespasian, says they put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, so these are more white, so-called white Roman emperors, right? It has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. All right? So this is happening all the way back to 70 AD. All right? 70 years after Christ was dead. All right? Or Anno Domini, year of our Lord. So basically 47 years after Christ died. All right? So 47 years after Christ died, these people basically took over having the Jewish religion, right? Living in Judea as the king of Judea.
Who was that again?
Who was which one?
The people that took over.
These were the Edomites, under the name of the Romans. You see that?
Yeah.
like in one place they're called Rome, right? They're Romans, right? And that was because one of their little gods they worship happened to be one of you got Romulus and Remus. That's where you get the name Rome from. Romulus and Remus were the two kids discarded by one of the gods, and they were raised by wolves. So you always see that statue of them sucking on the little dog's titties. The two little human babies sucking on the dog's breasts, right?
Yeah.
That's Romulus and Remus. That's where you get the name Rome from. So that's what they patterned themselves after, dog suckers. All right? So apparently these cats will suck on anything. All right? Dogs, babies, ain't nothing safe. All right? That's why they always got their hurt, right? He tell you too. He's the one that told me the story. I was like, yeah, she really said that? But then I heard it right from their mouth. I was like, ooh. You know what I mean? Like, wow, you got what? No, it's a cold sore. No, it's a herpes. So they named their whole damn nation after sucking on a dog's breast. That's why Job said, I wouldn't have these people with the dogs in my flock in Job chapter 30, verse 1. You understand? Y'all got to see this about them, man. Everything they do, just like Satan has to do, he makes it obvious. And all you got to do is ask a question or do a little research. You'll find out, damn, they got it written on a big neon sign, and I missed it the whole time. Y'all see that? Yeah, like, you named yourself Rome after Romulus and Remus? Are you out of your damn mind? What was the other one? The Greeks, right? I gotta remember where they got their name from, man. I gotta go look that up. Y'all can look that up on your own too, on your own time. But whoever bring that to class, that could be homework, all right? But yeah, before that, the place was known as Javan, Javan, who you find in the scriptures. All right? So these were all black nations at one time, and then they came in. Yeah, they are also, let's see, hold on. Before I go answer that, it says, who are the modern day Syrians? A lot of them, same people. The Ottoman Turk Empire came into power in 1453 AD. All right? So the Ottoman Turk Empire came into power 1453 AD. So this is like shortly before Christopher Columbus lost himself and found himself in America. All right. So at that time, they were conquering all of Europe and a lot of the Middle East. All right. So a lot of these Middle Eastern countries got Edomites ruling them just like we did, just like Judea did. All right. They got Edomites running them, Edomites taking on their religion, and Edomites acting like they're them today. So the Syrians that you know today with the pale skin, originally they was black. All right. All the known world at that time, even all the way to Christ's time, was black until these Caucasoids got chased out the damn mountains, couldn't find a place to live, and was started taking over everybody, giving them damn sexually transmitted diseases, pox, Black Death, bubonic plague, all that stuff that they came with. You notice all the major death and disease and plagues come out of their nations. They try to pin it on Africa, but who's over there living in Africa in them colonies where this Ebola broke out at? White colonists. White people in a lab over there broke out with Ebola, and they're trying to blame it on West Africans. Right? West Nile. They were like, no, that's y'all over there giving everybody disease, sucking on monkeys and every damn thing. Y'all see that? Over here, they come, okay, AIDS, all that. Oh, we're going to blame that on Africa. Why? When you know damn well that stewardess was over there sucking monkeys and it went from the simian immunodeficiency syndrome to now autoimmunodeficiency syndrome for humans, or a human immunodeficiency virus, right? It used to be SIVs, now it's HIV, right? How did that happen? How did it go from monkeys to humans? Ain't no black people getting to take flights over to Africa in the 80s. You got to think about these things, man. Y'all see that? So where did these things come from? They came from there. The Black Death, the bubonic plague, that came out in Europe. in France because they was having to eat rats because they couldn't grow any crops. Y'all see that? And these rats was coming from places like India where they was worshiping rats as their ancestors and let them run all over the place. But it wasn't until they got in touch with the Europeans where it was, oh, you niggas ain't bathing. You cats ain't even bathing. You don't even want to cut your damn hair down when you get lice. Y'all see that? It was them shaving their hair, putting on a wig, which is fake hair, and then powdering that to keep the lice out of it. Like, why don't you just shave it bald and keep the lice away from you? You gonna powder it so we can't tell you got lice? You think they powdered the wigs white for? Because they just wanted a fashion statement? No, you can't see the lice crawling around in their damn head. But ain't nothing changed. They just like the scriptures don't change, the prophecies don't change. The people, the stereotypes don't change. That's how we know we Israelites. You understand? Because all the things that were blessed on us in Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 33, what else? What am I missing? Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 33, Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? All those blessings and cursings, they're still on our people today. And they're not on those people. You understand? You want to know if those are the real Jews or not, Mary Brown? Go through your curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Mary Brown's a chick that came online acting like those are the real Jews and we out our damn mind or something. So go home, read Deuteronomy 28, and tell me if they fit even one of them damn curses. Even one. I can pick one at random. His eyes shall be evil toward the man that is tender and delicate among you. His eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, but she shall leave. They ain't known for that. They ain't known for hating on their own people. They ain't known for trying to sleep with each other's wives. They do that willingly. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to take your woman. No, it's like we swingers. We share. That's how we got the haircut. Right. Yeah, what, re-wrap it? Is that what you said?
No, we call it the rapid refund.
Oh, rapid refund.
The best way you get it.
Yeah, I hope you was going into re-wrap because that's another one in their custom, man. Use it and reuse it. Rinse it out and reuse it. Yeah, you know what I mean? The multiple use condom. Let's see, who else we got? It said they claim that their family lines go back to the Bible. They do. They were Syrians in the Bible too. But yet they claim to be Arabs, but Arabs don't see them as Arabs. Right, because the Arabs that are calling themselves Arabs today ain't even Arabs. They white people too. That's why they live by their sword. When you look at the sign of Islam and all that, they got the two crossed swords on their damn flag. They're telling you flat out, we're them. You understand? They also hairy all over, right? And they also gotta wear them. They gotta wear them long as garments so they can not burn in the sun. You understand? Because they used to run around Mecca. Used to run around the Kaaba stone in Mecca, having orgies butt naked around the Kaaba stone. So they realized, oh, we Europeans, and we can't just run around in the damn sun butt naked because we'll get cancer and die. So let's put on some long garments and make them see through so we can still celebrate our custom and be swingers, right? And worship our 365 gods. And we'll invent this religion, Islam, to make it look official. All right? So you can see why when they went to the Khazars, if you met a Russian or anything like that, these cats don't put up with homosexuality a lot, not on a general level. The tough ones of them. You know what I mean? They like to be tough. They're known for that. You understand? You can read that in the 13th tribe. They didn't put up with that homosexuality really back in their heyday. You understand? So when they came with like, yeah, we want to make you guys Islam, no, y'all homos. You know what I mean? When they came with Christianity, no, y'all homos too. You understand? We gonna be Jews. Homos ain't lawful in that. Y'all see that? So, you know, when you look at these people's history, oh man, are they also called Jews? Like I said, they would be called Edomites. What verse talked the sons of Lot going to the east? Oh, Moab and Ammon. If you're talking about Moab and Ammon going to the east, Genesis. Let's go there real quick. They want to know what verse talks about Moab and Ammon going to the east. I don't remember no verse of Moab and Ammon going to the east, really. When you read about Moab and Ammon at the time of, even at the time of Deuteronomy, Numbers, when you read about Joshua, he was still having to fight the Moabites and the Ammonites in their land. We took over part of their land and we was living there in the plains of Moab. When you go into the book of Ruth, they was still there right next to us. They was neighbors. They walked into Moab and they walked back out. Y'all see that?
Why?
So,
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why they walk in and walk back out?
Because we had, how's the timeline go? The Ammonites had beat the Moabites, right? They was divided. There was Ammon and Moab right here, right? Then you had the who was it, man? It just escaped me, man. But you had these cats that came in and conquered the Ammonites and took over, and then went down and started taking over Moab also, right? Well, we beat him. We beat that king, all right? And then so we basically owned Moab, all right? Then we got pushed out of that, and all we had was like the plains of Moab at the time, and we used to go into Moab back and forth. But at the time, the Moabites were still living in their land. All right. So the Moabites and the Ammonites were border towns to Israel, to our territory. All right. This was at the time when you get, like I said, that's why when you get to Ruth, they walked up in there and married women of that tribe. When there was a famine in the land, we went to Moab. We just walked in there. You understand? What you got? Oh yeah, keep checking for it. But yeah, when it talks about Ammon and Moab going to the east, because a lot of people like to say, oh, the Moabites and the Ammonites or the Chinese and the Japanese, that was taught, but it wasn't never verified. Now, if you deal with High Priest Yeshaya, if you go into the research he goes into and you go into the things he's been showing and the things that we know, Moab and Ammon all the way to the time of Ruth was still in Moab and Ammon. They didn't talk about going to no China and Japan. But at that time, you were still having prophets talking about we was going to be brought back from Sinim, which is China. So it was Israelites living in China. All right. A lot of them had to state that they were of the tribes of Israel to ascend to the throne of emperor, or to ascend to the throne of emperor of China or emperor of Japan. They had to state that they were from the lost tribes of Israel. All right. So yeah, the Chinese going east, or the Moabites and the Ammonites going east. No, they were still living in Moab and Ammon. All right, but we can find out. We can find out because just like us, we got pushed all over the place too. I'm not sure really how that's relevant to the topic, but I wanted to answer the question. What you got? This is Numbers 23. Yeah, Numbers 23:7, he says, and he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, has brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel. Right? So this was Balaam the prophet. He was saying that Balak, the king of Moab, has brought me from Aram. So he was saying that he was brought from the east. All right, but Moab and Ammon was still right next to us. All right, they wouldn't know they moved off to the east. All right, so a lot of those people that you know, Moab and Ammon was, like I said, right next to Israel. So a lot of them might have migrated what is known as like India, Pakistan, stuff like that, and a lot of our people did too. So they're all kind of intermixed in there. All right. But yeah, that's not talking about, I hope you didn't put that as the answer, because yeah, don't put that as the answer, because that's not talking about Moab and Ammon going to the east, or the sons of Lot going to the east. or being pushed to the east. But yeah, I'm not really sure how that's relevant to this topic. All right. But man, we ain't even got 2 scriptures in the class I was on. We did Isaiah 45:14. Yeah, miss 11:30 already. We got 2 scriptures out, man. Go to Isaiah 60 verse 12 real quick. Did you finish Isaiah 45:14? Read Isaiah 45:14 real quick, and then we'll go to 60 verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of Sabines,
right,
men of stature, shall come over unto thee.
Right, so we did read that. These other nations, the Sabians, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, and all that, they was going to come and serve us. So if the real Jews are in their land, then these nations should be serving them. The Ethiopians should be serving the Israelis, right? That's not happening. Now go to 60 verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
The nation and kingdom that shall not what?
Shall serve thee shall perish.
That shall not serve you shall perish, right? Well, if any nation decides they don't want to serve Israel, guess what? They ain't perishing yet. See that? These cats ain't even able to defeat the people that are fighting them with rocks. All right, these Palestinians over there throwing rocks at them, and they can't even beat them. The Most High said the nation and kingdom that won't serve you will perish. Read on.
Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Okay, but the Palestinians are defying them every day. Every day they at war with them. See that? These can't be the people that the Bible is speaking of. Go to Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 14. And we're going to read through verse 17. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 14 through 17.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 14. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit.
Wait. Read that again.
Jeremiah 12 and 14. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors.
All right. So the evil neighbors are Esau. We just read in who is Esau, Edom, that they were living in the south of Judah. They was our neighbors. Y'all see that? So he said the evil neighbors that are doing what?
That touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit.
See that? That touch my inheritance. They live in the land of Judea, which ain't theirs. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
Behold, I will pluck them out of their land and pluck out the house of Judah from among them.
See that? He said, I'm gonna take them out of that land, and I'm gonna do what?
And pluck the house of Judah from among them.
Right. I'm gonna take the real Jews up out of them. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return.
See that? So what happened when they took over in what was it, 135 BC? Let me get it one more time. When John Hyrcanus took them over, and then they came back, right? They came back in 47 BC, right?
Yeah.
And then came to full power. Yeah, he became king of Judea in 37 BC. So when the Edomites came out of Judea, right? They came out of the south of Judea, and they took over, right? And then they took over as the Romans and wiped us out in 70 AD, right? So he said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get you out of there, and then I'm going to pluck my people up out of there, right? So you guys are going to take over, and then I'm going to pluck my people out of Judea. That happened in 70 AD. Y'all see that? We got plucked up out of there. We had to go down into the interiors of Africa. I'm still thinking I got my glasses on. We had to go down into the interiors of Africa and fight with the Africans and the Arabs for over 1,500 years. See that? Which brings you to the 1600s, where he completely plucked us out of there and said, okay, I'm going to have the white man buy you guys and take you off into some other land. Y'all see that? Which is the official start of the transatlantic slave trade. So we got plucked out of our land. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return.
See that? After I pluck them out, that's when Christ will return. See that? Go ahead.
And have compassion on them.
Right. And he's going to have compassion on us. Read.
And will bring them again, every man to his heritage.
See that? And I'm going to bring them back to Israel. Did Christ bring back them Israelis to Israel?
No.
America did that. Not Christ. Christ didn't come drop a bunch of planes on Hitler and all his Nazis. America did that. So is America Christ and those people are Israel? Hell no. Mary, you got to be out your damn mind if you think that. Question.
What scripture was that he said that he uses the evil forces to carry out his works?
What do you mean?
I can't write it down anymore simply.
When it says there be spirits for vengeance?
Something like that.
That's in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 39. And
Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 25 or 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
There you go.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall therefore, they shall rejoice in his commandments, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Right. Let's see.
That's the one. That's a lot.
That's it? Yeah, man, it was just in a psalm I was reading too, where it tell you the wicked is the sword of the Most High.
(17 and 13).
You got it? Yeah, there you go. Psalm chapter 17, verse 13.
Psalm chapter 17 and verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
See that? So the Most High uses the wicked as his sword. So if ever he says, I'm going to send my sword against this people, or I'm going to send my sword against that people, he's talking about he's going to send the wicked after somebody. You understand? So when he tells you he's gonna send his sword after Edom, that means he's gonna send another wicked nation against them. All these black people think it's gonna be a race war. No, it's gonna be Russia coming against their own, coming against their offspring, the other Khazars that swam across the sea. Y'all see that? Right. So yeah, the wicked are the sword of the Most High. All right. That's why they're so ruthless when they do what they do.
That's why them submarines been popping up.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got some submarines popping up off the coast of like California, down there in Louisiana, I think it was, New York. The submarines keep popping up, and people keep seeing them, and they're that's a training exercise. No, that's the Russians spying on y'all. They got nuclear warheads in those submarines aimed at y'all, and as soon as you mess up, as soon as you say the wrong thing, they're gonna shoot them things right up your ass because they're the sword of the Most High. All right. Let's see. Where are we at now?
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 16.
All right, read that.
And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people.
They will diligently do what?
Learn the ways of my people.
So what are those people going to have to do?
Learn the ways of my people.
Right. Go ahead.
To swear by my name.
Right.
The Lord liveth.
Uh-huh.
As they taught my people to swear by Baal.
Right.
Then shall they build in the midst of my people.
Uh-huh.
But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord.
See that? So when you go to Israel now, you don't have to serve the Most High. If you go over there to that land right now, you don't have to serve the Most High. You do whatever the hell you want to. You could be a queer. You could be a cokehead. You could be a damn transsexual. You understand? You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to serve the Most High over in Israel right now. So how are they the real Jews? Y'all see that?
Built a gay club. They got gay clubs, yeah.
They got, as of 2012, there was 3 gay clubs in the holy city, in Jerusalem itself. You understand? I don't know how long since, how many since then. What else we got? Jeremiah, you just read which one?
12 and 15.
Did you read through 17?
God.
All right, read 16 verse 18.
Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
See that? Because they done filled the land with their detestable and abominable things, with they sorcerers, with their homosexuals, with their transsexuals, right? Because they done raised up all these little queers and cokeheads over there. The herpes outbreakers, right? Because they done raised up all that over there. He said he's gonna fill them with their own detestable and abominable things.
Yeah.
See that? Now, like I said, if those are the real Jews, why hasn't this happened to their enemies? See that? This is what the Most High is going to do to those people that are living there now. You understand? For our sakes. Read on. Was that the end?
God.
16 verse 18?
God.
Right, so he gonna give them double what they defiled Israel with. Putting all their little leprosies and all that. That's why they getting cancer now. Right? When we got cursed with leprosy, what? You got turned white. Now they getting turned brown. They get that little melanoma, that little brown spot on their body, and oh damn, they done got all into your bones and your lips and your lungs and everything. You're gonna die. Well, why? Because you was being gay out in the sun. Alright? That's why they getting that. Go from there. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20 and 21.
Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 21. 20.
Go ahead.
Come, my people.
Everybody got it?
God.
All right. One more. All right. Go ahead.
Isaiah 26 and 20.
Uh-huh.
Come, my people, enter thou into my chamber, and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Verse 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Right, see that? So the Most High is going to punish the people of the earth. Go from there, go to Jeremiah 16 verse 19. He's going to punish all the people of the earth for lying and saying those pale people are his people. Did we get Isaiah 29 and 22 yet? Did we even go there? Damn. Man.
Is that Isaiah 29, 22?
Yeah, hold that, but read where you're at. Jeremiah 16, 19.
Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the far ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
What are those fake Jews going to be saying?
Surely our fathers have inherited lies.
What is that, not the real Jew?
Surely our fathers have inherited lies.
I'm like, what? Go ahead, read on.
Vanities.
Vanity. I got told I was a Jew and I've never been a Jew. I've been playing Drake all my damn life for no reason. Go ahead.
And things wherein there is no profit.
Right. We inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there's no profit. Why? Because we got fed Judaism, and that religion ain't even for us. All we got coming to us is death, hell, destruction, and slavery. And we've been acting like we was gonna rule the earth. That's what's coming to the fake Jews over there, man. All right, go to Isaiah 29:22 real quick.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 22.
Just so you can see the promise the Most High gave us. If Mary Brown is still watching, if her blood pressure didn't pop her little stupid head open, read that.
Isaiah 29 and 22. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed.
Okay, so Jacob will not be ashamed. That's why we walk around proud as hell, even in our slavery, even in our captivity. You understand? We still walk with our head up high. We still the people that everybody wants to be like. We're not now be ashamed. Go ahead.
Neither shall his face wax pale.
His face won't what?
Wax pale.
What color will the Jews not get?
Wax pale.
Right, we will not get pale. The Most High promised that. So who's living in Israel right now?
Pale people.
Think about it. If the Most High promised we will not wax pale. Even I don't care if you get the most light-skinned Israelite you can find, man. He is not going to be pale and half dead looking.
Right.
You understand? It's still going to show through that, hey, that's an Israelite right there. Y'all see that? They're going to age slower. Skin's going to be a little brighter, have that little bit of glow better, right? They might get the rosy cheeks from them or something like that. That's about as far as it goes. But when they hit that sunlight, they're going to turn brown. Y'all see that? They ain't gonna turn a bright red lobster color and be that way for life. Their skin ain't gonna turn into leather in the sun, looking like a damn baseball mitt. Y'all see that? What's that?
What about the albinos?
Albinos? That's a whole different trait, man. That's just what they call a clean leper in the Bible. And basically they got the thin yellow hair, but it's all their hair is thin and yellow. You understand? They got the white skin, but even an albino got melanin in them. It's just white. You understand? Then they usually have like the red eyes or like a pale eye or something like that. But when you're dealing with Edomite, these are the people who they were named wasted away at their birth. You understand? Because it was like, look at the average white woman. She's gonna look like she's now 50 years old when she's 25. Right. As soon as she get out of college, she look like she's ready to retire. You know what I mean? Why? Because they wasted away at birth. They clock is ticking when they come out. You understand? So and that's not me trying to be racist. It's like, ask yourself, how many, if you've ever been around, if you don't know these things I'm saying, you've never been around white people. You understand? Then I'm not speaking racism or bigotry or any of that. You understand? These are just facts. If I leave my black ass out in the sun, I can lay on the roof of my house all day long. I'm gonna peel a little bit later on and I'm gonna get black. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna drop dead from skin cancer. You understand? I'm not gonna look like I aged 20 years. My skin ain't gonna look like it got Wilson written on my ass. You know what I mean? That's them. They do that. You understand? That's why they call them like Leatherface and all these different things. These names they give him. He's got chapped lips. Like, you look like a pair of chaps. Like, seriously? Why? Because you was out in the sun? You know what I mean? I'm weather beaten. No, you've been out in the sun. That's all that is. You're not weather beaten. You ain't been in the weather. You've been in the sun. You see that? Like smile lines? Those ain't smile lines. You're dying.
Oh my God.
Your skin is wrinkling off your damn body. You lost all the elasticity because you're wasting away as you breathe. If you don't believe me, go get the Professor Arnold Ehret's sign. I'm going to read this to y'all for the last one, and then I'll let y'all decide. Somebody else read Isaiah 29 and 22 until he gets that sign. I need that Professor Arnold Ehret sign out the back.
Verse 29 and verse 22.
The mucusless diet one. Read.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham.
Get it quick before this brother's head pops open from reading. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, nor shall his face wax pale.
Right. See that? The Most High is telling you again, his face will not wax pale. All right, read it again.
Isaiah 29 and 22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale.
Right. Now, this is a book called the Mucusless Diet System. You can buy this book for $5. All right. It'll teach you how to cure everything from cancer to AIDS, everything else. This is it's the Mucusless Diet System by Professor Arnold Eretz. All right. Eretz meaning Aratazah in Hebrew, which is the earth. All right. So he's one of those Khazars himself. All right. He's a so-called white man himself, or German. All right. The scientific method of eating your way to health. All right. Now, let's see what he got to say about his own people. In my first published article, I promulgated the gigantic idea that the white race is an unnatural, a sick, a pathological one. So they're a pathological race. They're a sick race, and they are unnatural. First, the colored skin pigment is lacking. See that? They're supposed to have it, but they don't have it. Wasted away is he. Due to a lack of coloring mineral salts. Second, the blood is continually overfilled by white blood corpuscles, mucus, waste with white color. So all the skin is waste with white color. Wasted away is he. Y'all starting to get it now? Therefore, the white appearance of the entire body. The skin pores of the white man are constipated by white, dry mucus. I swear I didn't write this. His entire tissue system is filled up and filled out with it, with white, dry mucus. No wonder that he looks white and pale and anemic. Israel, read it again.
Isaiah 29 and 22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale.
He will not get white, pale, and anemic. Everybody knows that an extreme case of paleness is a bad sign. When I appeared with my friend in a public air bath after having lived for several months on a mucusless diet with sun baths, we looked like Indians, and people believe that we belong to another race. See that? And why is that? When you read the rest of his book, he tells you about the diet of the so-called white man. Man, they like to be I'm the meat and potatoes guy, right? I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Well, guess what? Meat and potatoes turns into mucus in your body. It causes your body to back up with mucus and all your systems to back up with mucus, right? I'm a haggis guy. I like to eat every part of the sheep stuffed in its own guts and boiled. What? I like to eat raw meat. I like to eat potatoes and cabbage and all smashed together into one formless, saltless, flavorless mass. You know what I mean? And then drink bitter behind it. See that? Like, that's your diet? The entire mucus-causing diet. That's you. All the way back to your forefather Esau. I want to eat the raw meat. I want to eat that red pottage. Y'all see that? And that's who they got in Israel right now. People that are pale and anemic. Y'all see that? He said that about the white race, and he was one of them. Y'all see that? Now we look in the Bible and we find out that Israel will not wax pale. We wouldn't become that color. We wouldn't become that, colorless. Excuse me. We wouldn't be like that. The Most High promised it. So who are those people in Israel? Y'all see that? Yeah, if y'all got any questions, man, like I said, we're going to have to do a part 3. We've been 1/3 of the way through the scriptures I got about this. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have to do a part 3 on this one. Yeah, I ain't even on page 2 of the scriptures we got. But does anybody got any questions on this? What's that?
Does it tell what page that's from?
I don't think so.
It's towards the beginning of that book.
Yeah.
I just downloaded it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like $5. They're like, the book's like this big though. You know what I mean?
I just downloaded it for like in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, you get that, the mucusless diet system, the chronic constipation, and there's another one. But all 3 of those books, he goes in on white people hard. Huh? Oh yeah, yeah. He's supposedly tripped on a new pair of shoes that he had just got with the money made from the book. It bust his head open. Like, okay, so this dude learned how to cure cancer all by himself, learned how to cure consumption all by himself, and he couldn't walk on his own shoes. Right.
After sunbathing in the wild for like a month.
When was the true departing of the Most High land happen? You gotta rephrase that because I'm not really understanding this here. Floizel, I don't know what that's saying. Floizel of Haley, Israel, something like that. When was the true departing of the Most High land happen? I'm not sure. You might want. Can you type that again? Clear that up.
What?
No, I'm asking them online because they typed a question, but I don't know. I'm not understanding. But yeah, if y'all got any other questions, again, you can hit me up 832-941-2443 right now, and then or you can hit the chat up right there, and we'll address those on the topic. If they're not on the topic, hold them till tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and go and deal with those questions tomorrow for class. All right. So I'll give y'all a little bit of time to get that. Again, if you got any donations that you want to give, I gave the account at the beginning of the show, and I don't know where my phone is right now to give you the rest of it. There we go. But y'all see, we went through several books. I didn't even get to go into the Catacombs by James Stevenson, where you got several pictures of all the way back to Adam and Eve. Drawings found under the catacombs in Europe of the original Christian martyrs like Peter and Stephen and people like this. The paintings they have of them being black. All right, these are people with afros, thick lips, woolly hair, all that. Right, the people being fed to the lions, the Adam and Eve, Moses, all depicted as dark-skinned people. All right, so yeah, we can go into that maybe next time. Alright, when was the true departing of the most? Yeah, it's still ain't cleared up. But yeah, save that question for next class and we'll go ahead and go into that. If you got any, again, if you want to donate, you want to help out, spread the truth in your area, this income tax season, we're asking every brother and sister in here for $1,000 to go ahead and put toward the RV so that we can get to your state, your country, whatever, wherever you are, and try to set up camp or try to set up a school session with y'all. All right, so if you want to donate to that, the account number is a Wells Fargo account, 101-580-6167 under Israelite School of Biblical History. All right, if you got anything else you want to donate, like cars, clothes, books, canned goods, pens, papers, anything like that, you can hit us up at either my phone number, Kazaki's phone number that should be appearing at the bottom of the screen, or you can hit us up at the email address, hiddentruth12@gmail.com. All right. But with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Oh, it probably went over because of time.
It's over. Yeah, it does that because of time. No, this one. Yeah, this one. Y'all good? I know it goes deep. I know there's a lot of scholastic things going on here, so y'all want to study.
You understand? This didn't come through just idle. I came to class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. This came through. I went home and I looked in the books. I studied. You understand? I listened to my teachers. I listened to the brothers that were older than me, brothers around me, brothers that been there, done that. You understand? If somebody pull about Japan, I could ask this brother right now. He'll verify everything I'm saying. You understand? You can talk to people that've been there, done that, people from the land. And we've done all that. We do that at EO all the time. You understand? So do that on your own. Go find out. Go find out if all these things we saying are true. All right? Yeah, study. Make this your life, because it is. All right? But yeah, if y'all don't got any questions or anything, let me see. Wow, they really told me this was going to wear off in 2 hours. That's insane. I got my eyes dilated, man. To get the contacts and the glasses and stuff. All right, so if y'all got any tithes, priest funds, offerings, anything, go ahead and bring that up. If not, imagine we'll pun your hop with them. Rise and face the east.
I'll get you. I'll get you.
$20.
25.
Okay.
Shabbat
Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratiza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathomanawa, Macham, Kal, Yawam, Masalach, Noah, Kawabak, Noah, Kasalach, Noah, Kawabak, Yanoah, Wala'ah, Noah, Manasaya 1, Abba, Hoshina, Hayat, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Amman.
Yahweh, Hashem, Barak, Lanoah, Barak, Yasha'Allah, Wahabayah, Safari, which means turn. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak, Lanoah, Barak, Yasha'Allah, Wahabayah, Safari.
Sar means turn.
Good. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanoah, Why? Yasha'Allah, Wahabayah, Safari. Sorry. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanoah, Yasha'Allah, Wahabayah, Safari.
Turn face front, Madam Shabbat. Call it.
Saluting priest of one Maya, Middle Israel, another. Barak. Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai, Rakatah.
Got him inside. Turn to face the sisters. Madam Shabbat. Call it.
Saluting the daughters of Zion, Middle Israel, another. Barak. Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai.
Got him inside. Dismissed. All out. Stay alive.
I'm gonna get that book right there. I'm gonna get all of my CGs 50.
I'll wait up to go to the bathroom. Go pee. I'll be like in my cave.
Yeah, that's why y'all gotta make sure y'all come into class on time.